If a therapist needs a therapist, then how is that therapist supposed to help other people? If you start with therapy, it's
then you're in it forever. So you come in and you tell me that your wife is grumpy.
Maybe she's not.
And you're the grumpy man. Sex is bad. Until you're married. And now it's good.
Do you think sexual compatibility is more important than emotional connection?
I cannot be a couples therapist and be like, oh no, sexual compatibility is definitely more important than emotional connection.
Fact or a myth? If you're not having sex, you are just roommates. Trauma is becoming a personality trait on the internet. You can be sexually satisfied and still cheat. Most people have a preference they would never admit to their partner.
Fact.
You can be self-aware and still be manipulative.
What? Fact.
What is OCD exactly?
So, OCD is an obsession and a compulsion. So the obsession is usually the thought.
Yeah.
I can't stop thinking about this thing. And how often can you not stop thinking about it? Can you really not stop thinking about it? Right? And then the compulsion is the behavior that you have to do because like your brain is telling you, you have to do this. And if you don't do this, like you're going to die. Your mom's going to die. The house is going to burn down, whatever.
But that's like the extreme case. What about, so with me personally, it's with the small things. As in, like
I think that's just being like detail oriented.
Is it like everything has to be like precise?
Yeah. I think that's just a personality type. I don't think that's a diagnosis.
Okay. I'm saying that.
And yet you think you have OCD and yet you've never been to therapy.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be like, maybe I should ask a therapist if I have OCD.
That's why I was so excited about this conversation. So I will be honest with you, like me and my co-host, Rajneesh, we are missing you here.
Yeah.
So we have kind of this, like I get it, some people need therapy.
Yeah.
But I just feel a lot of people don't need it and they still go for it.
Yeah. I don't think you're wrong. I think a lot of people go to therapy and they may or may not need it. But so some people like going to therapy because they just kind of need to like process what's happening. Mm-hmm. And they are what I call an external processor. So they need to like say it out loud and they need to know somebody's listening.
Yeah.
Whereas other people are internal processors, right? They're kind of just thinking and working it out for themselves and that's all they need. So some people who come to therapy just want to process.
So isn't it more about the external validation they're trying to get?
Not with my clients, because I don't do that. So I have one client where they're like, you're my therapist, you're supposed to agree with me, you're supposed to validate me. Right? And it's like, no, I'm supposed to challenge you and I'm supposed to tell you what you're doing wrong. Yeah. Not wrong, but just I'm supposed to be a sounding board of like, is this appropriate? Is this not appropriate? And so, yeah, but if that's what you're coming to therapy for, then like, we're not going to last very long because I don't like doing that. So I like when people have a very clear goal. Yeah. Like I always ask people if 6 months from now I wave my magic wand, what would be different about your life from doing this? So a lot of therapy is like accountability. A lot of therapy is like to know yourself more. Like, oh, I notice that I'm like very detail oriented and very particular about the cameras and the microphone setup. Like, what does that mean about me? Is that actually a behavior that needs to be changed because I am distressed by that behavior? Or is that a behavior that I'm like cool with? And like, yeah, that's just like who I am. So I also think therapy is about knowing yourself and being comfortable with yourself. And some people don't like themselves and that's why they're in therapy and they like want to change that stuff. And some people, actually genuinely have had really bad things happen to them. And like they do need to talk about it.
That's true.
So I think there's a lot of reasons why people come to therapy. I like clients who come to therapy because they see something that they're doing, they don't like that they're doing it, and they want to make a change. And then we like kind of help brainstorm together. Okay, so why are you doing this behavior in the first place if you don't like it? Where did this come from? And like, how do we help you do it less, or not do it at all.
Don't you feel this is sort of like a crazy vicious cycle? If you start with therapy, I think it's
then you're in it forever?
Yeah.
No.
No, I will tell you why. Because then whenever you...
like, this thing needs to be improved and this thing needs to be improved.
Because let's say I'm that sort of a person, I'm always on that self-development journey, right? So I'm always trying to improve. And with therapy as well, you are kind of doing the same thing, right? So, but if you fall in this trap of like improving yourself, which is good, by the way. But if you involve therapist in the situation, now every time you would feel that you would need someone else or you would need a therapist to like sort your things out. You wouldn't be able... When are you going to do it by yourself?
I think it all depends on your therapist. I always tell people, like, you're a baby bird, but I want you to learn how to fly on your own. Like, you should fly away from the nest. And that's usually how most of my clients end up. So I think we really only work together for like 6, max 9 months. Mm-hmm. And then they go away. And then every now and then something happens, like, oh my gosh, my wife is pregnant. I'm going to come back to you. And then we work together a little bit, and then they go off on
That's what I'm saying. It's a circle. It's a vicious circle. You're going to go back and again.
So maybe I agree with you.
But I'm glad you are being honest, because what I think is, like, because we live in this capitalist society and it's like everything, materialism is at its peak. So most of a lot of the therapists, I think, want their patient... Do you call it patient or client?
Yeah, I kind of use them both.
Yeah, so they want them to like keep coming back because that's how they're earning their bread.
Yeah.
So I think they don't want them to like let go.
Yes. Yeah, that is also a real, I think, because I have a few clients who've been with me for like years, but that's because genuinely like really intense bad things keep happening. Yeah. Like they are in a war zone, you know, a metaphorical war zone. But yeah, I think some therapists will keep clients because it can be easy money.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it can. But if I get that feeling, I'm always like, okay, so what goal, like what are we actually working on? What is the goal here? And if we don't have a clear goal, like I don't know where we're going. Like we both, you know, the client and the therapist have to sit down together and say, this is where we're sailing. This is the destination.
Yeah.
And if there's not a destination, like I get bored and frustrated because like I don't know what's happening. I would imagine the client is also bored and frustrated. So I know therapists do that, but I also feel like that's less because that's also just kind of shitty for them. Like to just sit in a room with someone and know that I'm only sitting there for the money and no other purpose, like that just sucks.
I mean, you are a good human being, so you're saying that, but not everyone is like that.
Like, I want to feel like we're all getting something out of this.
Yeah.
You know? Mm-hmm. And not just transactional.
Ethically, morally, it should be that way, but...
Yeah. But also to your point with the capitalism, like I think capitalism has bled into us and why we're seeking therapy, right? Because the capitalist model is always like, next quarter, you have to optimize, you have to be more productive, you have to be more efficient. So people are like so hyper focused on making themselves this like extremely productive, efficient organism. Mm-hmm. And like, I'm going to wake up at 5 a.m. and take a cold shower. And then I'm going to meditate. And then I'm going to work out. And then I'm going to eat like a protein drink. And then I'm going to do this. And that way I'm going to be like this best optimized version of myself. And I think that's where there's like this intangible part of therapy where it's like, yeah, you're doing all those behaviors that we know science tells us can be helpful, but you're not just like being. You're doing a lot of things, but you're not just like
the being aware is that I think it's just innate quality that you have to like slowly get, because whatever you are doing, it's 5 a.m. showers or early morning workouts, meditation. But all of the things you are doing, the goal is to get aware and conscious, isn't it?
I wish. I wish that was all of my clients' goals.
Yeah.
I think that's like my goal for them that they don't know.
Yeah.
But I don't think nobody is like very succinctly saying it in the way that you just said it. But I think, yes, And I also think, like, I clocked it just this week where I was hiking, and I still have that thing in me of like, oh, the sign says that the hike is this long and it should take 3 to 4 hours. So I'm going to make sure I do the hike in like 2 hours and 50 minutes. I'm going to do it faster and better than what they're telling me I should be doing it at. And then it's just like, but why? Like, I want to enjoy this. Exactly. I want to like sit down and rest. I want to like pause and look because like, oh, the little creek and the trees look pretty and there's a butterfly. And so, yes, I can like do a hike, or I can actually like be a part of the hike and of nature and actually get the real benefits of exercise, which is like moving my body and being outside and like appreciating this beautiful earth that we live in. And like, those are two very different things. But you could have two people who said, I went for a hike. Mm-hmm. And you would probably make the same assumptions about them. But one person like had their head down or had headphones in or was on their phone and like did the hike. And then I'm like the weirdo who's like twirling around in the trees or whatever on my hike and like really looking at the caterpillar or whatever. And those are two it's like being and doing in very different ways.
I can totally relate to that. So I have been working out from last 10 years.
Yeah.
And I literally realized this like day before yesterday when I was working out. I was like, why do I enjoy working out? Obviously, I enjoyed. That's why I was able to do it for such a long time, right?
Yeah.
And I was just curious, why do I enjoy it? And then I boiled down to the point where I felt I literally feel at present when I am working out, especially when I'm very focused.
Yeah.
You are just in that zone.
Yeah.
Everything, like then I could relate everything to it, like driving fast, working out, playing sports.
Yeah.
In all of these activities, your attention is like undivided.
Yeah. You're just focused right now on this. Yeah.
And I think this is like it's a cliche, underrated thing, but if you could actually internalize it, then your whole life switches.
Yeah. Because then we're actually being the animals that we are.
Yeah.
Right? Like, we're all mammals with a nervous system.
Yeah.
And animals are just in the moment, right? I'm hungry. Yes, I'm eating this delicious thing. I need to use the bathroom. I immediately go to the bathroom. Like, I hear something. Oh my God, I'm super high alert. Mm-hmm. And so our little brains just make us so we're constantly thinking about the future or the past.
Yeah.
And we're never here. And I think sometimes therapy actually enables more rumination and like psychoanalysis of self and past, because I try to make my clients be present and we do body scans and meditation and breathing together. But a lot of the time we are just like talking about this thing that happened to you a week ago that made you upset. And you've been thinking about it a lot. And then you like wrote down notes to talk to me about it. And then you like want me to respond and have an opinion on this thing. And yeah, sometimes that is helpful, but sometimes that is not helpful. Mm-hmm. And you could also, like, you have me in your head at this point. Like, you know how I'm going to respond. You know what I'm going to say. So you can do that. I don't know. It's interesting.
It's interesting.
What do you think about the word interesting? I think interesting has become this catch-all for like, I don't know what to say, but I want to say something, but it's kind of weird, but I don't want to say something offensive, so I'm just going to say it's interesting.
I don't know. English is not my first language, so I use interesting where it is supposed to be used. I'm not. Like the Americans.
In the proper way, I know. Whereas the Americans are just trying to be polite all the time. It's like, oh, it's interesting.
There are few things the Americans like keep on saying. Like every time there are people, I'm talking about something, I tell them something and they ask me, oh, is it good or bad?
Yeah.
I'm like, it doesn't have to be good or bad. Why do you have to categorize it?
Yeah.
This is also good. This is also good.
Yeah.
You don't have to compare it or put it in category.
Yeah.
And this
Did you have a good day? Did you have a bad day? Yeah. I do that. I'm guilty of that all the time. Yeah.
And now I can't like explain it to everybody, so I just like, oh, it was good. But inside my head, I'm like, you don't have to be. It's not bad. It's good. It's fine. I was just telling you something. So, okay, just for a bit of context, you are a licensed therapist.
Yes, a licensed marriage and family therapist here in North Carolina and in Washington, D.C.
So, you can't practice it outside the state?
Correct.
Why is that? How does it work here in US?
So, each state has different licensing requirements. Mm-hmm. This is an issue. This is not how it should be, right? Because some states have shortages of therapists and other states have a surplus of therapists. So if it was not a state-by-state thing, and instead there was like a national licensing body or a national exam that everybody had to take, it would be better. Also, it would make it so if a therapist does something bad in one state and loses their license, then they can just drive to another state and get a license, right? But if there was like only a national way, once you are no longer a therapist, you are no longer a therapist, right? And so the reason for that is because each state has different requirements for like, each state, really the problem is that each state has different laws.
Yeah.
And so as a therapist, like I am a mandated reporter in this state for child abuse, for elder abuse, if somebody wants to harm themselves, that kind of thing. And so same thing with like divorce. Each state has different divorce laws. I'm a couples therapist. I need to know how this state handles divorce. Oh, this state you have to file and be separated for 1 year before you can actually get a divorce. Whereas in other states, it's like a week. And so because the state laws are different, I have to know those state laws to be able to practice as a licensed person in the state. But like, those aren't really good reasons.
Yeah, but it doesn't make sense to me. For example, if you have studied for something, it applies everywhere, at least in that country.
Yeah.
Like, for example, if you are a personal trainer, you can train anyone in the country.
Right.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, it would be nice. It would be nice. And then, but there are certain states, so for example, like Nevada, because that's where Las Vegas is, they have a lot of gambling addiction. Mm-hmm. So if you want to be licensed as a therapist in Nevada, you have to have like special education around gambling.
I love America.
Right? Whereas like I wouldn't know. So if I had a client dealing with that, I wouldn't know what to do, right? So that's an example of why. But yeah, it's all kind of, some of it is just kind of a rigmarole and red tape for no good reason. Yeah. But it's also to keep people safe, right? Yeah. So there are, if a hospital, if you're going to be admitted to a psych ward or whatever, like each state has different laws and different protocols around that. And we just need to be educated. So the real good intention is just to keep our clients safe. Yeah. And that's why we do it. But yes, it is very annoying to have the boundary. And especially with states and places where like everybody kind of is, right? So I'm licensed in Washington, D.C., but Maryland and Virginia and D.C. are all kind of the same as the DMV. And so to have a client that probably lives in Maryland but works in D.C., and then, okay, so do I want to see a therapist in my home or do I want to see a therapist like after work? So I want them to be where I work. So things like that are annoying. And then the client can't be in multiple locations.
So for example, let's say if someone wants to be a therapist in the US, what the certification they have to go through?
So there's lots of different paths. So I chose the shorter amount of education to just get a master's. You can also get a PhD, you can get a doctorate, or you can get a PsyD, which is more of like clinical psychologist. So you have to get a master's degree. You can get a Master of Arts or a Master's of Science. Okay. I chose Master's of Science because that focuses more on like research, and I had to take like a statistics class. I had to take like a research methodology class, that kind of thing and that I like that. And I sought that out because that way when research is published, I actually know how to read the study and interpret the data and evaluate, did this study do a good job or not on like controlling for all the different factors. So I pursued Master's of Science. Then within that, there are lots of options, especially in the US. And again, I really don't know why. There's like a social worker, there is like a clinical mental health counselor, and there's a marriage and family therapist.
Okay.
So you can get a master's of social work. You can be a social worker. That doesn't mean you end up as a therapist, but some people choose to do it that way. And I would say the social worker board is probably better. It's the best board. They advocate for social workers. Then you can be a clinical mental health counselor. That's different. But again, that's more clinical and more working with individuals. I chose marriage and family therapy because it's very grounded in systems theory and seeing the family system or the couple system, and how to treat the system as a whole rather than just one person.
I think this is more generic and more day-to-day life.
Yes.
So you can help more people.
Yes. And it's also why I think, even though I see individuals, if and when they're having a problem, I always say, then bring in your wife. Bring in your mom. Bring them in, because it's another example of how therapy sometimes isn't helpful, because I can be a lot more productive and actually see what's happening if I see the two of you interacting and what's actually happening versus, you come in and you tell me that your wife is grumpy. And
maybe she's not.
Right. And then
maybe
when she comes in here, I see a whole different version of you and you're the grumpy pants, right? So I always encourage, if an individual is coming in complaining to me about a relationship, I always encourage them, please bring this person in so that way we can actually do work and I can actually intervene in a real way. Because if all you and I do is just talk about it or come up with ideas how to have a conversation, that may or may not lead to the outcome that you want.
No, it makes sense.
Yeah. So I did 2 years of school. And then you have an associate license. So then you have to work for a certain number of hours and kind of have that experience because you're just a little baby beginner. And then you can become fully licensed. And that's also working, you have what's called a supervisor. So you kind of check in with them and they're really just a licensed therapist who has more experience than you. Yeah. So you say, oh my gosh, my client's doing this. What do you think? What should I do? That kind of thing.
I find this whole profession so interesting. I honestly have this feeling that I can be a therapist. I don't know why.
A lot of people do.
Because I think I'm already doing it with my friends and family.
Yes. A lot of people
that's
play
my
the role.
natural tone with them.
Yeah. A lot of people play that role. So, and that doesn't mean you should be.
Yeah, of course.
I don't know how I recommend it to everyone. But we do need more male therapists.
Is it?
Yes. We need male therapists. I think one reason why you probably haven't gone to therapy is because therapy is such a female space.
I know that. But
it is. We have too many female therapists. And too many white female therapists, actually. Yeah. And I'm one of them. But, we need more...
How do you choose your therapist? So, if you are a guy, would you choose a guy therapist or a female? How does it work?
So, some guys are funny, because some guys are I only want to talk to a man.
Yeah.
But some guys are oh, no. I have to have a woman because I would never say this to a man. So it just depends. But I think it's more helpful because, for couples, I'll always tell them, I'm going to try to be with you. But, I'm going to connect with, in a heterosexual couple, I'm going to connect with the wife more because I know the experience of being in a relationship with a man. I don't know the experience of being in a relationship with a woman. So, I'm going to try to connect with the guy, but it is going to genuinely take me a longer time to get where he's coming from. That doesn't mean I'm not going to try. And I try to give him permission to call me out if and when he feels he's not getting that from me. But I don't know. I don't know that lived experience.
I think it depends upon the problem you are facing.
Yeah.
So let's say if I'm a guy and I'm facing some issues with my partner.
Yeah.
Then I think I would like to go to a female therapist.
Yes, because she knows.
Yeah, she will get it.
Yeah.
What
and a guy would just be ugh, she's the worst. No, just kidding. Right? But so there is that. And then I don't know, how else would you go about finding a therapist? So I do somatic stuff.
What's that?
Which is basically just bringing the body in, because therapy can be very head logic, rumination, analysis, justification, versus just like, take a breath. How does your body feel? Right? And so I think we can be quite, I don't know how India is, but the US can be quite severed. Like, this is my mind, this is my body. Yeah. And like, they don't interact, you know?
I think
and I try to integrate them.
I think it's all over the world the same. If you are spiritual or whatever, conscious, then you will try to do that.
Yeah. So I can be a little, I call it woo-woo. I can be a little woo.
But you mentioned if I'm talking to a heterosexual couple, you know, it's just funny to me because in America, you have to mention that.
Yeah. Because I'm trying to be inclusive, right? So to assume that a couple is heterosexual versus like, I have my couple set.
I have nothing against that community. It's just that it's like
it's very American.
Yeah, it's just funny. A few things are a bit funny for me. Yeah, you have to mention that heterosexual couple.
Because I don't want to normalize, right? But, you know, I don't know. I try to be inclusive.
Don't worry, you won't go to the political view of all that. Let's stick to our...
But yeah, and then also I always tell people, like, I joke now that finding a therapist is like online dating. Like, it's the same thing where you're just like scrolling through and like you just see their picture and then you see the next person's picture and like, I don't know what these letters after their name mean. Like, I don't know what this CBT thing is versus ACT versus EFT versus what does that mean? I don't know. I think therapists do a bad job of like putting in layman's terms what our education means and what our treatment methods mean. Mm-hmm. But I don't know that you need to, right? Like, I don't think your cardiologist is like putting in layman's terms how he's going to like, you know, remove this artery and do this thing. But maybe he is. I don't know. But I think you need to call. It's annoying and it's work, but I think people need to call and talk to like 10 people before they decide on a therapist.
They have to, you were saying?
I think you should, yeah. Because you're not gonna... If you don't like them, if you don't click with them, if you don't like my sense of humor, if you don't like what I look like, if you don't like the way I dress, like, I'm going to annoy you. And you have to, like, really trust and like me.
Because you're going to open up.
Like,
literally open up.
Right? So, like, how else? You're going to do that with someone you're, like, on the fence about?
Yeah.
You know? You so, like, for example, I have a therapist. And I tried 2 other therapists before I finally, like, settled on her. And I was like, okay, you're the one.
So you have a therapist?
You know, I do.
Okay.
I do.
I wanted to talk about... So you have a...
Come on! I gotta practice what I preach.
Yeah, of course. No. It's just that name of the podcast is Str8talks, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be straight with you. So I don't...
Like, what's wrong with me that I need a therapist?
I don't want to sound rude or anything, but straight up, I'm going to ask you, if a therapist needs a therapist, then how is that therapist supposed to help other people?
So I always describe it as like, I think life is a mountain. Okay. Mm-hmm. So like, this is the mountain I'm climbing. You're climbing your mountain over there. So I can see like, oh my gosh, there's a place to rest right there. You just have like 3 more steps and then you'll be fine. I can see that from my mountain, but I can't see that I have a place to rest up above me because I'm too close. So even if I'm on my own mountain, I can still help you climb yours, but I'm climbing mine too. Was that a good answer?
It was just a curveball question because I will tell you, I already know why it should be that way because let's say, so I am a personal trainer as well. I don't practice it, but I have like done the certification. So even a personal trainer needs a personal trainer.
Yeah.
So it's as simple.
Same thing, right? You gotta work the muscle.
I was just trying to get a good answer out of it.
But yeah, and I think also it is like kind of, well, one, just because you have a therapist doesn't mean anything is wrong with you, right?
Yeah, this
just means you want to work on something.
This should be normalized because I think, especially in India, people have this thought of if someone is going to therapy, there is something wrong with him. Yeah. I think 90% of people in India think that.
Yeah, and that's not true.
That's not true.
Right. And sometimes it means there's something wrong with the people around you.
That's true. And you're not able to recognize that fact on yourself.
Right? So it doesn't necessarily mean something's wrong with you. And it doesn't necessarily mean, it means maybe something is wrong or could be different, but it doesn't mean that there's like actually a bad thing. It's not negative. So I don't know, but and like, I don't think you need therapy all the time. I don't think you need a therapist all the time, but I think sometimes, it can be helpful. It's like I haven't had one for a minute, but now I have one.
I would love to like go to a therapy session now. It's really interesting.
Now I know. I wonder if this will make you want to go to therapy. Will I sell it?
No, I'm already sold with. I'm already sold with the therapist thing. I know it will help me. It's just that I think I can do it myself. Yeah. Maybe it will take a bit longer. Yeah. And I think that is more sustainable way for me. Yeah. Because that's how I've been like sorting things out in my head.
And I don't think that's bad.
And I just don't want to like pay so much money. I know. It's like that is the bottom reason, to be honest. If it was cheap, I would.
That means you think it's a waste of money.
It's not a waste of money. It's just expensive. See,
but it's an investment, and especially as a couples therapist, it's like, well, I'm a lot cheaper than a divorce attorney.
Okay, let's talk about couples therapy. So, for me, if there is a couple and there is nothing wrong with them, they're all happy. Do they still need to go to therapy?
So most of the time I would say no. Like, why? But I also think premarital counseling is like really helpful. Mm. So that's an example where it's just like 8-10 sessions. Hey, here's an example of something that might come up. Here's how we want you to handle it, right? Let's just help you get this skill set a little bit or give you a blueprint for how you should be handling it. So that way, if and when it comes up, cool, like you already know what to do. So I think premarital counseling is an example of like, there really isn't anything wrong. We're happy, but let's just...
It's like insurance.
Yeah. And I also always say, like, you shouldn't, you go to the dentist before you have a cavity. Like you go to the dentist for a cleaning, or you go get your car inspected to make sure that it's running okay. Not when it's like broken down. Once it's broken down, it's going to be a lot more expensive and it's going to be a way bigger problem. And same thing with if you avoid the dentist.
I think you are not just a good therapist, you're a good salesman as well. I'm pretty convinced because going to therapy before getting married makes so much sense.
Yeah. It's helpful. And as a couples therapist, like, I love it because a lot of couples don't love each other. Okay? Or they love each other, but it's like a toxic, fucked up love. Yeah. And I love seeing like those fresh new couples that like still believe in love, and like have the rose colored glasses on, and it's not like 10 years, 2 kids in yet. And like, I hate him and I resent him and all that stuff. It's like, it gives me a lot of like energy
is it
to be with a couple who is like genuinely in love with each other.
Does that come from your heart is broken too many times?
No, I don't think
this
so.
This is your therapy session.
No, I don't think so. But I do love, like when I can tell that a couple really loves each other, it's just the best to work with them. Yeah. It really is. But that's actually few and far between.
I think that is one of the reasons when you see like other people happy, it makes you happy. Yeah. It's just one of those things.
Yeah. And I'll be like, turn to each other and look at each other's eyes. And then they just like gaze and smile. And I'm like, oh, I love you guys.
So this is what happens in a therapy session.
If they love each other. If they don't love each other, that does not happen. But if they do, yes.
What's something crazy you have seen during a couple therapy session?
I mean, I can't give too much advice. But, I mean, just like yelling, a lot of unkindness, right? I think that's the thing that is the craziest to me, always, is just the lack of kindness for the person that you have chosen to spend your life with. You've chosen them as your life partner. you have commingled finances, you have built a home and household together, you have chosen to reproduce offspring together, and yet you cannot find any energy in the tank for just like an act of kindness towards this person. I think that's confusing to me. Because but also, I mean, maybe that's my weird fucked up thing where like, even if I hate you and I'm annoyed with you, I'll still be nice to you.
That's just being a nice person.
I don't know, right? You know, like, I'm mad at you and I can still like have a conversation with you that's civil, right? Mm-hmm. And you know I'm mad at you and you know what you did was like something I'm not happy with, but we can still have a civil conversation versus like, I'm mad at you and if I show you any ounce of kindness, you will no longer know I'm mad at you.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense to me. But, yeah.
Yeah. So, I want to know like a little backstory. Mm-hmm. Why you thought you're going to be a therapist, what you used to do before you were a therapist.
Okay.
What was your transition?
Yeah. So I've always been very like mission focused. Mm-hmm. And why? So I went from save the animals to save the planet to save the people.
You're doing everything for the society.
I've always been a helper. Oh. So when I was 18, I went to Tanzania and I lived at the Maasai and it was great. Like woke up every morning, elephants and zebra and lions, and it was just like the greatest thing ever. It was the most soul, you know. But this is also classic white lady goes to Africa and like things it's forever changed, right?
Thank you. You mentioned that. I didn't want it to be rude.
But I mean,
it's true.
It happens. It happens. Yeah. So did that, and I was like, okay, I love this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to save the animals, right? And like protect them. Their habitat is being destroyed. They're being poached. They're being murdered. They're being slaughtered. I want to do something. Moved to DC because that's where like all the nonprofits are. So did that for a minute. Was bartending on weekends to like pay my rent because nonprofits don't pay a lot. And also just realized like I have learned all that I'm going to learn from this now. Mm-hmm. And it was not long. So pivoted to like, I still want to work for a mission-based, like mission-based organization, but now I want to do it in the corporate sector. So that at the time was like wind and solar energy. So then I pivoted from that to wind and solar. That was great. Did that for 4 years. And that was like company, right place, right time, super accelerated growth. Like just, I learned so much there. But then I also started getting burnt out at like the never ending, you just acquired 10,000 customers. Now you have to go acquire 10,000 more. And like no level of achievement will ever be enough, and the finish line just keeps moving and moving on you, and you just have to constantly have this like upward trajectory growth.
The typical corporate ladder.
Yes, I was just like, this is exhausting. Like I don't like this just like endless pursuit of more customers, basically. So I've been thinking about therapy, and I really wanted to just have my own business. That was the other thing. Like I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I was kind of over like, I'm making this dude money, but I'm not really seeing much of it. So it was truly like, I'm either going to start baking chocolate chip cookies and start a cookie business, or I'm going to figure out how to make myself a product. And so I figured out how to make myself a product and sell myself. So I really wanted to like be my own boss, have my own business, have my own hours. I had a shitty boss, so I cared a lot about like being a boss for young women, empowering them, all that stuff. So, that's how I got into the therapy thing. And like other stuff happened. Like I had positive experiences in therapy. So I was like, wow, like my therapist was genuinely helpful to me. If I could be this for someone else, I think I would be really like satisfied. And also I feel like, the question of like, you know, okay, if I stay in this job, like I'll be 40 and the chief marketing officer. And like, is that what is actually going to make me happy or fulfill me at 40? I don't think so. And I'm looking around at all these people who are in these positions in the C-suite, and like, they're definitely not happy.
Yeah.
So is this what's going to make me happy? I don't think so. So kind of, yeah, a lot of things pushed me towards being able to be my own boss.
I want to know, like, what was the switch where you felt, okay, I can actually help someone by being a therapist and I should do this full time? Like, was there a particular moment in your head?
No, I think I just like woke up one day and decided, no. The actual moment, if we want to get too dark, was one of my friends was sexually assaulted and I like helped her through that. And so I was like, okay, I could actually do this and I want to do it.
So you like helped her heal?
Yeah.
Like the whole...
I don't say I helped her heal. I just like listened and believed her.
I mean, that's pretty much the thing.
Yeah. You know? So I was like, okay, if I can do this, like I like this, I want to do this for other women, you know?
One thing which makes me want to do this thing as a profession is like, it is so fulfilling.
Yeah.
You're literally making an impact by actually someone helping. It's like a real person one-to-one.
Because money is nice.
Yeah.
Like I need money. You know, I live in the US, but I do want to also be emotionally fulfilled by my work.
Yeah.
And I am. And I can know that like I'm having a net positive impact and I'm actually like genuinely helping somebody. And that feels very nice.
You should put more content on social media so you can help more people out there.
I know, but it doesn't feel like helping. I like helping in real life.
Yeah.
You know, I like holding the door for someone. Social media helping is I'm alone in a room and I'm recording myself and you're not at like it. I know it is helping, but it doesn't feel like helping in the moment. And I think that's where I get tripped up.
You're helping people right now.
I don't know if I am, but I hope so.
I'm pretty sure there would be at least one person who's watching this.
Who's like, I'm going to go to therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or not even go to therapy. I think we all have so many different experiences and we are at such different parts of life.
Yeah.
Even one reel or one short video you see on internet can instantly switch your mentality.
Yeah.
And it could be very simple, but it's just that you needed that thing at that particular time.
True.
And
it's different.
Exactly.
Yeah. I also do think like not back to your point or whatever, but of like talk therapy might not be therapeutic for you.
Yeah.
But figuring out what is therapeutic for you. Because sometimes, honestly, like, I joke, like, Chaitanya is my therapist sometimes.
Yeah.
Because he sees me when I am frustrated or getting pissed off or, like, I'm tired or I'm full. Like, he sees the real time. And he's like, just breathe. Like, we're here to have fun. Relax, you know? And that is sometimes, like, just as therapeutic as being in this room or something else, right? So I think it's less about like you need to go to therapy and more about like find what is actually therapeutic for you. You know, like sometimes just for me being outside with trees is therapeutic and much more effective. And that's not talking about anything. That's just like being with trees is therapeutic to me. So
with all these stuff, I think it's all just mental, right? Mental as in it's all in your head. So recently I have came to this conclusion. We all live in this delulu world. Right? Everyone has created this delusional world for themselves. And there's nothing good or bad with it. It's just that whatever delusion, because it is somewhat delusional for everyone.
Yeah, it's your perception.
You think it's real, but it's somewhat delusional because you have borrowed your thoughts from a lot of places, right?
Yeah.
So what I always say is like, make the delusional world which is good for you.
If it's your own delusion, make it a dream, not a nightmare.
Yeah, exactly. And we are making, most of the people are living in delusional worlds, including me.
Yeah.
Even though you feel you are aware or self-conscious, but you have made that. Because I think
Yeah, it's all your mind.
The delusional world will only end when you attain that nirvana or you get enlightened if you're a monk or something. That's what I believe.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we are all living in this delusional world.
Yes. But even that, so that's funny because I've been grappling with this. So I'm like a practicing Buddhist. And it's all about like don't want. I know, I did see. We'll talk about it. Yeah. So it's all about like don't want, don't strive. Like you need to release this attachment to all these wants, right? Mm-hmm. But then I'm still selfishly wanting and striving to achieve enlightenment. Yeah. So then
that defeats the
so to actually be a true Buddhist, I have to not care about the outcome of my meditation. I have to not care about the outcome of this life. I have to not care about it so much so that I stop even striving for that. Mm-hmm. And I just truly let everything go.
Yeah.
And I don't know if my human mind is like capable.
It's easier said than done, but again, it's a practice. You consciously keep practicing it. Yeah. I think you have like some moments of it, and then at those moments you feel like very much present. Yeah. But then again, you get into this materialistic world.
So there's the Delulu world that you create. Yeah. Then there's like this fake world that is the internet that tells us, because I always tell people now, like, we're sitting here, everything is okay. Yeah. But the second I open this, I know that like there are horrible things happening in Gaza. Yeah. Right? But
you can't do anything.
I'm not interacting with it. Yeah. My day was nice. Yeah. But once I know what's happening in the world and that people are dying, now it's a bad day. Right? So there's like my delusional world that I create that I interact with. Then there is like my internet, Facebook, Instagram world that is like also fake. Mm-hmm. And then there's like the actual real world. Yeah. That none of us ever exist.
That's what I'm saying. So obviously we have to live and experience all of this. Yeah. So just try to make that delusional and it's working for you.
But yeah, I don't know.
As long as you're happy.
I've never tried this exercise, but I kind of like it. Yeah, just like today is a great day. Yeah. And I'm whatever. I'm a successful, great person. Yeah.
And so you said like looking at internet, like the war is going, everything. Okay. But when you live in a country like India, you see a lot of stuff like day to day.
Yeah, you see more day-to-day suffering.
Literally, like when you're out driving on a traffic light, and then you start becoming not inhuman, I would say, but it's like
you get desensitized to it. Yeah,
what can you do?
Yeah,
like, what can I?
Yeah, versus so I guess here I've like been exposed to it less. So when I see it, I'm like, this is sad. You're suffering. I don't like this. I don't like this. Versus like, they're suffering all around, and I'm so lucky that I've not.
You mentioned Buddhism, so in Buddhism they say like you can't control the outer world, right? But you can control the inner world.
That's it.
It's this some like the basics of spirituality are so simple. You just make it so complicated.
Yes, and I think sometimes like I practice for the most part acceptance and commitment therapy. That's like the primary modality I use, and it's kind of just Buddhism.
You tried acceptance and committed?
Like I do that in here with clients.
Oh, okay.
But it seems, they say it's not Buddhism. Yeah. But it really pulls a lot from, it seems connected. But also maybe like therapy is kind of that, right? Like it's very much just like awareness of thought, noticing, right? And that's very much like how you practice meditation, right? Oh, I'm noticing my thoughts or whatever. So,
I think all of these are connected. Yeah. Most of the religions are connected. Just the humans have just spoiled it. Yeah. And
severed that. Yeah. And then therapy now, it's funny. So now people are less religious. Yeah. But they're spiritual. Like more spiritual, more into the therapy thing. Yeah. But actually maybe it's more similar than they realize.
It's all one and the same thing for me. I have read a lot of religious, spiritual books and I have read like psychology books. Yeah. Everything makes like sense and everything is connected. Everything is telling the same fucking thing.
Yeah. control your mind, or like check your thoughts, not control, but just like check your thoughts and like be kind to people.
Yeah.
That's basically it.
I love how we started from that and we came to spirituality.
So, like, life is simple though. It really is. It's just like wake up every day, try to be a decent person, try to be kind to somebody, and like don't let your thoughts run away from you. That's really it.
That's why I don't understand when someone gets too deep into depression or anxiety.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking how much like you have messed up your thoughts in such a big rabbit hole that you're not able to come out of it because you've gone so deep that nothing is making sense to you.
Yeah, and you have to make way more effort to climb out.
Yeah.
Right? So like right now we're saying, oh, no big deal, just be nice to people, right? But that's because we're not in the hole.
Yeah.
Right? But if you're in the hole and somebody's like, just be kind, right? They're like, I'm in a freaking hole. Yeah. Like, what am I supposed to do? Yeah. And so it's like, oh gosh, like you're going to need a lot of tools and a lot of time to climb out of this hole, right? But yeah, sometimes it's also, I mean, I think it is genuinely like, the systems that influence you. So sometimes it is like a chemical imbalance, but sometimes genuinely like if your mom was super anxious when she was pregnant with you.
Yeah. That is gonna make like biological impact.
Yeah. And then you're gonna be anxious and she's gonna be an anxious mother and like always like checking and whatever, not to blame the mom, but like, you know, I do think sometimes anxiety is just like environmental.
That's true.
You know, or are your parents like very stoic?
No.
Right? We get a lot more from our parents than we want to.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Unconsciously. Most of them is unconsciously.
But they were our model for like what being an adult is.
Yeah.
You know? They were our guide. They were the blueprint. So
and they are also not perfect. You know, like when once you start getting older, you realize that your parents are not perfect.
I realized that.
They have
when
their
I was young.
Like, I don't blame you. Live in America. You don't mind these dark jokes, do you?
No, I love it.
Okay.
I love it. I think like I wish more people could laugh at themselves.
Yeah.
And I wish more white people could laugh at themselves.
Yeah.
I think it's healthy to have brown friends in your life who are like, that's show you the mirror. Your whiteness.
They show you the mirror.
Yes. And I think that's like one problem we have. I think white people are around too many white people and they don't see the mirror enough. Yeah. But if you see the mirror,
they forget their white privilege.
Yes. They do. And they can't laugh about it, you know? I think that's the main thing. Not only do you have to see a mirror regularly, you have to be able to like, oh yes, that is my reflection. Yeah. I am so stupid sometimes. Like, yes. And if you can't laugh at your own reflection, that's very dangerous. That's a dangerous person to me.
So we have met like a couple of times, but this is low-key I love about you. Like you laugh a lot about a lot of things and I'm the same.
Yeah.
And you know, sometimes when the other person is not like that and I keep laughing on random things and the other person thinks I'm being rude or I'm laughing on them. And I have to keep explaining them. This is my personality.
I just laugh a lot.
Yes, exactly. After like so long, I have met someone who laughs like without thinking about
but also
what was the consequence.
The truth is funny.
It is.
Like the truth is actually the funniest thing. So I like to really try to live in truth and show truth to my clients. So a lot of times we are laughing because we're finding the truth. And truth is so ridiculous.
Plus, you can't do anything about it. It's a truth. It's a fact. You can just laugh on it.
Yes.
Yeah. Literally, yesterday I was with my brother Chaitanya, and there is like some very traumatized thing happened with him.
Yeah.
And we were literally laughing last night about it. Like I'm like, what can we do? Like it was like someone passed away related to that, and I was telling him if he was there with us, he would laugh at this too.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And he would want you to be laughing. Yeah.
It's crazy. What do you think are some of those taboos that are not openly talked about, and couples, or not even couples, individuals come to therapy sessions and then they open up and talk about?
I know. The problem is that now I think that like nothing is taboo.
That's
so
a problem.
I don't know, like, you know what I mean? Like,
that's a problem.
I'm a therapist and I'm so desensitized to things that like everything is normal to me now.
Yeah.
So I don't know that like what a normal person would think is a taboo.
Okay, so in one of
so I'm just like, okay.
When I was doing my homework, I listened to your podcast and you mentioned dead bedrooms.
Yes.
So why do you think
people don't have sex?
That, and why communication around sex is still a taboo?
Religion.
Oh.
I blame religion. And because we're like a puritanical society, right? I mean, we, like, the history of the U.S. is that the pilgrims came and like wanted to be more buttoned up.
Yeah.
And so I think sex is still very much a taboo, like, don't talk about that. Right? It's very stigmatized. If you're raised as a conservative Christian in this country, sex is bad until you are married. And now it's good.
Yeah.
But if for like 25 years, I thought sex was bad, and anytime I thought about sex, I said, bad, don't do that. And now I'm married, but the only association I have with sex is bad. And now all of a sudden sex is supposed to be good. And I'm supposed to tell my partner what I like, what I want to do, what I want to try. And like, yay, sex good. That. I'm only being set up for failure. And I think people get very insecure around sex. And they don't, not insecure, uncomfortable. It's going to be an uncomfortable situation, so let's avoid it. It's going to be an uncomfortable conversation, so let's avoid it. Let's not talk about it.
But why do you think...
And we just let it go years and years and years.
Why do you think couples don't communicate well when it comes to sex?
Because how have they communicated about it? Have they ever communicated well about it? Has an individual in the couple ever communicated well about it? I don't know. But most of the time, no. So they never have communicated about it.
That's what I'm asking. Like, why do you think the couples don't talk about sex like more often?
So normally what happens is lots of reasons. One, normally I meet you, it's new. I like you, it's exciting, there's a spark. So we don't have to try. We don't have to talk about it. It's just happening without any effort. Then we get married. Yay! It's happening less, but it's still happening. Now I have a child. My body has completely changed. My hormones have completely changed. And now my body belongs to someone else. If I'm breastfeeding.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden we're having problems because it's not happening. But it's never really not happened before. So now we know it's not happening, but we don't know how to talk about it because this is a new problem.
Yeah.
So you kind of just have to neutralize it and treat it like any other problem, right? And like, are we on the same team about it? I think that's the other challenge. So a couple needs to be on the same team about the problem, right? But usually with sex and sexual desire and frequency, they are not on the same team because they want very different things.
Yeah.
So the stereotype, I really disagree with it, but the stereotype is that the man wants sex, the woman doesn't.
Is that the case actually or not the case?
I don't think that's the case. But that's like the stereotype. Or if she doesn't want it, she's telling me very good reasons why she doesn't want it.
Okay. So
like, you're not making yourself a very desirable man.
what usually on an average when the couples are having sex problems, is it more the problems are coming more from the men or from the women?
I don't like the blame game.
Yeah.
I don't think it's one or the other. I think it's just the dynamic that exists.
Okay.
I don't think it's like he wants this and she doesn't. I think it's just the dynamic, right? But usually she's tired, she's exhausted, she has the kids, she needs a break, she needs to be alone, right? And you, or having sex with you, becomes just one more demand that's being made of her and one more thing on the to-do list.
Yeah.
And it's her desire and her want is like not a part of the equation. And it's just because you want it. And then you're like mad that she doesn't, and yes, but usually, I think normally she just needs room to breathe. And then, like, let her come to you, you know?
Yeah.
Don't, the pressure and, like, the demand of it is what makes her withdraw more.
But, so how do you, so for me, it's very hard to wrap my head around when there are, like, sexless marriages or sex, or even let alone marriage, like, even when they're in a relationship, they're having less sex or something and they have to like come to therapist and talk about it. I don't understand it. Like, why is it happening? Why? And then it like messes up more of my mind when I get to know they are having sex. They're just not having sex with each other.
Yeah.
So that like fucks up my mind even more. You have a partner, you're not fucking with them. You are just fucking somewhere else.
Because I think so much of sex is about like desire and fantasy.
Yeah.
So if you're my roommate, because that's what you are if you're my spouse, right? And I know that you like leave your dirty socks around or something, right? Like I can't fantasize about you anymore. Right? So like
you give me.
it's just the roles that you play, right? Like you're a lover, but you're also a roommate and you're also a co-parent.
Yeah.
And so are you being a good roommate? And are you being a good co-parent? And if you can answer yes to both of those things, then the likelihood that you are also still her lover is much higher. If you are being kind of a shitty co-parent or kind of a shitty roommate, the likelihood that you are still her lover is probably very low.
So basically after getting married, you get a lot of different roles you have to fulfill now. And that just brings, I think, priority-wise sex to like a low list.
Think about it, right? Like, think about all the roles you're now playing and like how many divisions of the pie chart can be made.
Yeah.
And so, okay, sex only gets like 5%.
Yeah. Earlier it was you were just lovers, so you were just
right?
Yeah.
And now we're roommates and co-parents. Yeah. And other people to manage.
I still can't understand why people have sexless marriages.
But also it's because usually, right, one person wants it and the other person doesn't.
Yeah.
And because consent exists, the person that doesn't wins.
Yeah.
So then the person that does want it just says, okay, I guess we'll just not do this thing then.
So what do you do when something like this arises during a couple?
Yeah. So sometimes it's a power dynamic, right? So sometimes it's like, because you want it, I don't, you know? Like I'm trying to like, I feel like I don't have power in this dynamic. I feel like I don't have power in this relationship, and this is the one way I can get my power back, and I can say no to you because I feel like I can't say no to you in other ways or something, right? So that's one thing. What did you ask me? What did I do? So yeah, talking about the problem is normally one healing method, right? I also have been trying to shy away from that with my couples because I think, yes, sometimes me stepping in to help facilitate the conversation is genuinely a valuable intervention. But sometimes if they're two smart people, like I'm not really offering them that much new perspective. So then in that case, the intervention is much more just like, where is the fun? Where is the play? Where is the connection? How do we have a positive, how do we have a positive connection? How do we have a positive interaction and then get more of those, right? So like, to me, sex is just really playing. And so like, are you guys playing or are you just constantly talking about the responsibilities of the household, and oh my god, we have to get the kids to soccer, and then you have to go to work, and then we have to go to my parents' house, and like da 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 da. And there's just like no room for fun anymore.
Yeah.
So how do we like build out and create that fun? Now that's if they still love each other, like, and if they still actually want to have sex with each other, like that's different, right? Yeah. So now it's just like, how do we actually create the space and like just basic shit, right? Like what time of day? So many couples are like, okay, we're gonna have sex tonight. Okay, well 8 o'clock rolls around. I'm so tired. Let's not do it, right?
Why do you have to plan it?
Because I think planning can be helpful.
Is it?
Yes. Because then you can be anticipating, right? You can kind of start to like flirt back and forth, like, ooh, can't wait to see you. Ooh, I'm excited for tomorrow, whatever, right? Like there can be fun around scheduling.
I think it's just more exciting if it's random.
I know, but to me, if you are expecting it to be spontaneous and random, it's not going to happen.
Is it? Why? If the other person likes you enough, it will happen, isn't it?
Because if you have kids, no.
Yeah, no. See, I'm not mad. I don't have kids, so I don't go in that direction and think about it, but that makes sense.
But and then also like sex is also about like feeling good in yourself.
Yeah.
Right? So like a lot of times it's not like, oh, she doesn't want to have sex with me. It's like she just needs to like be confident in herself or be feeling good or doing work that she's proud of or like something else. Or same thing with the guy, right? Yeah. He needs to be like feeling confident, feeling good about his body, feeling strong, like whatever it is. I think a lot of times, not a lot of times, but sometimes the sex piece is less about what's happening and more about like how the one person feels about themselves.
Yeah. What are some of the like obviously don't tell me in detail. I think you can't even by law binds you with the, what do you call that? NDA? No, I don't know. Like you can't share things.
Yeah, confidentiality. Yeah.
But what are like some sort of crazy sex-related things you have heard in the couple therapy? You must have heard. You do couple therapy. Plus you specialize in
I mean, I guess like the crazy stuff is just like, but it's not even that crazy.
It's not
though.
Might be crazy for
it's
you.
It's really not. But just like, you know, multiple partners, right? Yeah. Polyamory.
After getting married?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, the swinger parties.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. But it's not that crazy.
It's like everyone has their own opinion. Has anyone asked you, is it normal to fantasize about someone else when you're in a relationship?
Yes. People have opinions about this. I think it's totally normal. Mm-hmm. I think it's totally fine. Some other people don't. But I think I don't know. Like I it's not about that specifically, but just if you're asking someone to like not think about anything or anyone else because they're with you, then I just don't like that, where that can head. To me, that's very like thought police.
Yeah.
And like my mind is my mind. Like you don't have control over my mind.
Even I don't have control over my mind.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So like the fantasy just kind of pops up. It's not like you're like, I'm going to try really, really hard to like have a fantasy that doesn't have to do with my partner.
That's not how the mind works.
It just happens. So for your partner to be mad at you for that, I think is like quite odd.
Do you think sexual compatibility is more important than emotional connection?
No, I think emotional connection a lot of times can create sexual compatibility.
Especially for women, I think.
Yeah. But I mean, sexual compatibility matters. I think like drive, match matters.
Yeah.
I think like frequency expectation matters. Compatibility matters, but I think if you have an emotional connection and you like X and your partner likes Y, then you can still be compatible on that because you have an emotional connection. So you're like more open to things. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that, I mean, a couples therapist is only ever going to tell you that emotional connection is more important than sexual compatibility. That was definitely a trick question. I cannot be a couples therapist and be like, oh no, sexual compatibility is definitely more important than emotional connection.
Do you think can mismatched libidos ever be fixed, or is that deliberate?
Yeah, but you gotta just like be intentional about it. Also, PSA, in the States, I don't know about India, but in the States, there are lots of options for contraception.
Yeah.
There are condoms, there's a vasectomy for men, and there's hormonal birth control for women.
Just hold on a sec. What do you mean you don't know about India? I know we have the largest population.
No, I know. Yeah, you guys clearly aren't using contraceptives.
Yeah, we are less educated.
I don't think contraceptives are really as out there.
Even what's so funny to me, in India, sex is like still a big taboo.
Yeah.
And we have the largest population.
Yeah, clearly it's happening. Clearly it's happening. So anyway, I'm glad you got my joke. So there is, right? So the men have those options, and most men opt out of those options. Yeah. And they say, oh, you are going to go on hormonal birth control. This is your responsibility. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I think it's an example of something that has like happened with time where men are not interested in taking responsibility for protecting the woman from a potential threat or danger. Mm-hmm. So he's opted out. No, I don't like condoms. They don't feel good. No, I don't want a vasectomy, whatever. Which, I mean, obviously that's like a more serious thing than a condom. I'm not saying that. So women go on hormonal birth control. Hormonal birth control kills your sex drive. Mm-hmm. And so then you're complaining, why doesn't my partner have a sex drive? Yeah. Well, because you made her go on hormonal birth control. So for some people, hormonal birth control is a good option. Not everyone has the side effect of a low sex drive, but I think more often than not, that is an outcome. And so PSA, wear a condom, and maybe her sex drive will be higher. But if sex drives are mismatched, so one, talk about it. Two, what is a realistic expectation? Are you once a month and he's once a week? Are you once a year and he's once a week, right? Like, is there a middle ground we can meet on, right? Can it be scheduled? And also, can we normalize one person is going to be thinking about it more and the other person is just not. And it's not hurtful and it's not rejection that they're not thinking about it as much as you're thinking about it. It's just, that's how their mind and brain works.
You said wear a condom, but is it even a sex if we wear a condom?
See, you're the problem. You're the problem!
It's just so much fun for me to like have this conversation comfortably on camera with you here, because we can talk about it, because most of the guests we get back in India, I'm pretty sure they won't be comfortable talking about it. Yeah.
It's that taboo.
I mean, it's like they won't give me interesting enough answers. They won't shy away from it completely, but they would just give me surface level answers. Yeah. And I can't like go deep into conversation around sex. Yeah. So that's why I love making these dark jokes in between.
It's the I guess it's American. I mean, Americans do talk about sex more. Yeah. Right? Yeah. But I don't know. Yeah. It just kind of. It's funny too, because some people are like, "Oh, I'm a couples therapist, but I don't talk about sex." Yeah. And it's like, I don't understand how.
That's a big part of your relationship.
Yeah. Like, if most couples are monogamous and that's the only person they're having sex with, so like, you should probably be talking about that.
Do you think more couples should consider non-monogamy?
No. I mean, do whatever works for you. Yeah. But I think most of the time, idea of non-monogamy comes up when there is already a problem. Mm-hmm. Someone is already unhappy. Something is already not working. And we think the solution is non-monogamy. Instead of treating the thing that is making us unhappy. And also, as I always tell people, if you're going to do the non-monogamy thing, I think most men get very excited about the non-monogamy thing. And then they're in for a very rude awakening. Because if you think about it, right, a female telling a guy, oh, I'm married, but I'm in a not open relationship and we're going to have casual sex. The guy's going to be like, great, cool. If a man came over to me and was like, hi, I'm married, I have a wife, but we're in an open relationship, so I'm just looking for something casual, I'd be like, yeah, no. Right? So I think sometimes men get excited about the idea of an open relationship, and then they realize the reality is that their female partner is going to have a lot more people interested in an option like that than they will.
But have you not thought about why men feel more excited when this option like opens up for them?
I think it just feeds their own ego.
I think it's
about them. I don't think it's about their partner, or it's about, oh, I'm so excited to like connect with an experience and take care of and emotionally connect with another person. It's just like, hell yeah, like,
no, okay.
I'm gonna have all these women.
No, it's
about you. It's not about the other person.
Okay, but it's more deeper than just the ego, I think. I think somewhat men are made in this way where they don't, you don't agree? You know where I'm going?
I know where you're going.
Yeah.
And I think if we look at the animal kingdom, both males and females are made that way then. I don't think it's unique to males.
True.
Right? Like in the animal kingdom, if you're going to say, oh, it's natural for men to have multiple partners, well, then it's natural for women to have multiple partners.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I don't know. For me, like whenever I have this discussion, I always come to this conclusion. For women, it's more about emotions, and for men, it's not that. Like emotions are important, but it's not the main priority. I don't know.
I mean, yes.
It's like it's so hard for me to even being a man and trying to understand my own.
And then like I get annoyed at all the gender stereotypes because I just think like women, but I think a lot of it is more societal and like gender socialization, where men are allowed to have multiple partners, and that is okay. And if a woman has multiple partners, that is shameful.
I don't think it's still the case, though.
It isn't, but I think it still like hovers around. Don't you? I don't know.
Yeah, we have like,
because I think there are definitely like biological differences between men and women.
Yeah.
But I think it's just a woman cares more about like who the partner is and what he's giving to her. I think a guy will just kind of take it.
I heard somewhere, because guys care more about looks.
Yeah.
That's why women do makeup, and women cares more about the words, and that's why men lie. It's a random Instagram post I read, but it made a bit of sense to me.
Women care more about words, so that's why men lie to them. Oh God.
Yeah. That's like a bit low-key toxic, but that's the.
But then no, so there's like there's like Darwin's theory of natural selection, right? But then there's also like the evolution of beauty, right? And I think birds are a great example of how this whole, like men care so much about appearance and a woman has to like be peacocking and all of this. But no, peacocks are males, right? Every female bird is brown. Mm-hmm. That's good camouflage. That's good survival for her. She's safe in the little bushes. She blends in. And every male is like out here, look at my gorgeous turquoise feathers, and I'm going to do a mating dance for you, and I'm going to charm you. And literally the female picks on like, what does she think is the prettiest? So if we want to talk about what's natural,
You can't take like one animal out of it and give it example and prove your point.
I'm good at that.
That's being manipulative. I love that. I'm manipulative. I'm manipulative.
We didn't just fist bump to be manipulative. That's terrible.
I think this episode is more about the dark comedy than anything else.
The dark comedy of therapy and sex, and like men really are from Mars and women are from Venus, and the fact that we choose to spend our lives together, I think a lot of times just makes no sense to me. Like sometimes I leave my house. I'm like, why is this how we choose to live?
What do you mean?
Marriage, monogamy,
all
of that stuff. And that's like what life is about, right? And I'm going to go out and I'm going to create and make my own family, and I'm going to find a partner, and we're going to be life partners, and we're going to commit, and we're going to have children and all this stuff. It's just like, dang.
Why do you have to commit?
It's just funny that this is like what our purpose.
I'm pretty sure
our big purpose is. One of them.
What is it? What's our purpose?
I mean, I think my purpose is to dispel the misery of the world.
Do you actually believe that?
That is how I choose to live my life. Yes. I like that being my purpose. And I believe it like 80% of the time. But yeah, like my other purpose is to just like survive, keep myself alive.
Yeah.
Right? The other purpose is maybe like to eat as much chocolate as I can find. I don't know, right? Like the other purpose is to make money. The other purpose might just be like to have fun with my friends and like laugh a lot. I don't know. There's lots.
It is. So I feel that I'm a very selfish kind of a guy, right? So I care about my happiness.
Yes.
But eventually when you age, when you mature, and then you realize you have to make your purpose bigger than yourself.
Yeah.
Only then you're gonna like achieve that sort of happiness where like, even if someone else is achieving something or having a good day and you feel happy because they are having.
Right.
You get it?
But don't you want to have that realization now? Why do you want to wait till you're old?
No, I already have it. That's why I'm just saying it. That's why I'm saying it. Earlier I used to think that way.
Relational joy, right? Like helping someone genuinely makes you feel good.
And you know, this is low-key so sad. I have been in US last year as well, and I have been here like from last few weeks. And I felt the same thing. Over here, the people are actually so lonely because everyone work and live by themselves. There is no family culture. Everyone is like low-key literally begging to talk to them. Everyone wants to just talk, and it like breaks my heart because I know they have no one to talk to about these things. That's why this person is like opening up and telling all these things to a complete random stranger.
Okay, wait. So do you think Americans are lonelier and spend more time alone than Indians? Like, because India has like that family unit so strong.
Yes. Yeah. That's like one of the things I love about India.
Yeah. Because that value is just like in the culture.
I will give you a real like example. So there is this, I met this girl here in America, right? And we just went for a coffee and it was like a short 1 or 2 hour meet, nothing special, normal, like how you meet. And then we didn't talk on text or anything, right? And after a week, she calls me. She said she is in an accident and can you come here? Right? And I went there and like I was already very far from her. Yeah. So it took me almost 1 or 2 hours to just reach her. And I reached there and she was still sitting in the car. I went there with my brother and there was no one. And then I helped her. And then my brother told me, like, can you imagine this? Like, she's trusting a complete random stranger. She has no friends or family. She's sitting there from last 2 hours and I am going there to help her, and like it broke my heart. Like if it was India, like there would have been so many people who have already helped her.
So like that sense of community is much stronger.
So she had to like trust a complete stranger she met like a week ago.
That's so sad.
Yeah. So I think the loneliness and the depression, all these things are real here.
Yeah. I think you're right. Here. I think a big problem is like the loneliness and the amount of time people spend alone.
Like Loki, I was getting.
But also, then I'm like, I love spending time.
But you can't be by yourself all the time.
I know. And I'm not.
Yeah.
But I think I do love being alone.
Of course, that is the
but
first.
I'm not lonely when I'm alone.
That is the first step to, right? Like you have to love yourself first, and then only you can help others.
Yeah. You gotta like yourself.
Yeah, you gotta love yourself.
Yeah.
You gotta be obsessed with yourself.
I don't know about that. That's too much.
Is it? But what's wrong in being obsessed with yourself?
But yeah, maybe we should all just be obsessed with ourselves. But that just sounds like vanity to me. That sounds like Kim Kardashian to me. She's definitely obsessed with herself.
Okay. But if she is, again, living in her own Delilu world and she is happy, fuck that. She's making lots of money. She's getting all the fucking attention. And
but attention and money don't make you happy.
Yeah.
So we know she's not actually.
But if she's not going... she's not taking pills for anxiety or depression, I think she's fine. As long as she's not gone in that rabbit hole. Maybe she's not fulfilled with...
As long as she's not taking pills, she's fine.
Yeah, I don't know. I have like some friends who, like, I just want them to like stop taking these pills.
Yeah.
And like just heal.
Yeah. I think you can really heal holistically. But again, but then I have to be careful even saying that because I've worked with some people where we did holistic and pills, and the work definitely happened faster.
Mm-hmm.
I know some people genuinely have a chemical imbalance, so they need the pill.
Yeah.
Like I have other clients where it's like we had to work for like a year, and a lot of it was like habit building. And like, what are you eating? Are you sleeping? Did you drink enough water? Have you been outside in the sun? What makes you happy? Do you have a hobby? Like, kind of just like...
These are so basic things. I don't know why people need to go see a therapist to like listen to them. Like, don't you know, like you should go out...
You're insulting my profession.
I'm not insulting. It's just that these questions like keep coming to my head. And that's
why do people need a therapist? That's so funny.
No, I'm not saying why do. First, like some of these things are so natural to some people, and some of them like someone wants to hear it. I'm pretty sure I need therapy. Yeah. I need to listen as well to someone and
So I think it's because though it's all about that blueprint that was given to you, right? So if the parental family unit blueprint was like, you don't matter, we don't give a shit, whatever, you just do what we say, you do what we want, then they don't know what makes them happy. They don't know, like, oh yeah, I do really like, gardening. And I don't, they need time to like realize that, I think.
And you mentioned chemical.
Did that stump you?
No. I had to like rant about this. I'm not insulting this profession at all. I'm saying I can be
or you're like frustrated with people for not knowing this stuff.
Which
sometimes I get frustrated with our school system for failing.
No, I will. Okay, if you're gonna ask me, I'm gonna tell you like more in depth. So I have a friend, and she is like quite smart. She's very intellectual, and she takes therapy sessions, right? And for me, it's very frustrating to me that I'm not able to help her like overcome this thing because I know like she's smart.
Yeah.
But
you see the potential.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even she knows that.
Yeah. But she's suffering.
Yeah. So for me, it's just very frustrating to see someone close to me and I can't take them out of that thing.
Yeah.
Even though both of us know that it will be over soon. But right now in this moment, she just had to like take the pills and help.
Yeah. So you need to work on your patience.
Yeah.
Because you know the outcome. You know she'll be okay.
That's true.
But she's not okay right now, and you're frustrated.
It's just my frustration. I'm not insulting your profession.
But you know she'll be okay at some point.
Yeah.
So you just have to know that. It's not going to happen today. It may not happen tomorrow. But it will happen. And you don't have to then make it happen.
Yeah.
It's just going to happen when it's going to happen.
True. It's not in your control. Let it go. So I have heard in US, therapists sometimes offer weed as well to their clients.
No, who told you that?
Like not at all. Like you can get CBD, THC, like low dosage or something, get prescribed and get it from dispensary.
Maybe in California.
So maybe not therapist, then maybe you need prescription of some other doctor.
Yeah. I've heard of like ketamine, MDMA, psilocybin, but not. Yeah.
What do you think about these drugs and like, does they actually work, help you heal?
So I think it can help. I don't do any of that stuff.
Yeah.
And I really haven't read much research, but some of the research I've read has been helpful. But I think so much of it comes down to, which is also therapy, the actual clinician doing it.
Yeah.
So I think sometimes having like a ketamine experience can be effective for PTSD.
Mm-hmm.
I think they have like actual research backing that up. But I think you still need it alongside like talk therapy too.
Yeah, of course.
You know,
can't be just doing drugs and feel you're healing.
You're
just doing drugs.
And, then you're just doing drugs. But I mean, I'm excited to
try these.
No, but to have, there is another option that involves a drug that is not like a pharmaceutical drug.
Yeah. And
so I do think it's interesting to have another offering in the space. And people were doing research with psilocybin, I believe in the 70s, and the federal government like shut it all down. But also so much of that is like, you know, I think about if you're going to do drugs, you kind of have to trust yourself. And if you don't trust yourself, you're going to have a bad trip. But if you do trust yourself, like, it's going to be good. And so I think sometimes the folks who are interested in that maybe have been through experiences where they don't trust themselves. And so I don't know. But I don't know. I feel like you have to find the right participants to get the outcome you want. And I don't know what that criteria to determine the right participant would be. But I mean, some of my clients have done it with other therapists. And they say it's been helpful.
What are like some sorts of drug problems you listen in therapy?
I don't do any drug stuff. I don't listen to any like substance stuff.
But let's say there's a couple and they tell you like he's smoking too much weed or smoking too much, whatever, drinking too much, then like how does... So
I guess I do a little bit. It's not like my specialty or anything. I'm not like an addiction specialist. Usually it's just alcohol consumption. And then that would be like finding a recovery, finding a program, right? I think if you're consuming drugs or alcohol, you're lonely. So, like, let's get a community. Let's build out some community. Are you friends with anybody? Who are they? Go to coffee with them, whatever. And then, so sending them to a smart recovery meeting. With a couple and substance stuff, you want to make sure the partner does not become the police officer. Like, did you smoke weed today? Did you drink alcohol today? That's not healthy for a relational dynamic at all. So we want to make sure that the reason why she's checking or he is checking is probably because they don't trust the person. So then the issue actually isn't the substance. The issue is that you guys don't trust each other. So then we would work on that. So you like, the problem is the substance, but then like there's actually usually something else going on. That's why they're using in the first place, you know? So they're either like avoiding something or it's a problem and the person wants to control their consumption of the substance because they don't trust them to moderate for themselves. Or sometimes it's just like, you know, one person in the partnership, the parent was an alcoholic or something, so they're just really sensitive to like someone else drinking alcohol around them. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of factors, but I think normally it's because somebody wants to like avoid something or there's a lack of trust. So then we would work on that. What are you avoiding and why don't you trust each other and how do we build trust? Not actually. The substance stuff would be handled.
So you said, so when you were explaining that, you said that is more about the trusting issue you have.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just curious, whenever like a client patient tells you their problem, how does the problem go in your head and how do you dissect that? Like how do you break down that and like give a solution or like give clarity to that? Because even when you're explaining like they should not police you or like drink or whatever, because it was a trust issue. The problem was not that he drank or smoked, it was like a trust issue. So how do you like break down the problem for an individual or a couple and make them understand in a clarity? Like how do you think about it?
Okay, so I love this question. I don't know if I'm going to be good at answering it. Most of the time, the therapist is not telling the client how they're seeing things. Every now and then I will, but most of the time I'm keeping it to myself. So so especially with couples, there's like what they think the problem is and what they think they're working on. And then there's like what you know the problem is and what you're trying to get them to work on. So sometimes, so in therapy school, it's talked about like process versus content. So the content is like the day-to-day what happened, right? He came home, he was late, dinner was cold, I was mad, right? But then there's like the process, which is he said he would be here at 6, he showed up late again at 7. How many times has he been late? He's been late 10,000 times in your relationship. So now this is this is the 10,000th time this has happened. And usually it does, a lot of times trust is kind of the core thing. Like he said he would do this and he didn't do it. So I can't trust his words. And then like that's the bigger thing that we're working on, not. Did I answer the question?
Yeah, sort of.
But there is usually always kind of like a core issue that's actually happening. So there's like, or like he didn't take the trash out or she didn't empty the dishes or whatever, right? And then there's like, okay, what is the actual like feeling, right? Which is like, he's not there for me. I can't trust him. Why doesn't he love me? I'm not good enough, whatever. There's usually always that like core feeling or insecurity that's being hit against, and that's what's causing the friction. And then there's like whether or not you want to choose to communicate that to your partner and whether or not I want to bring that to the surface or not.
Has it ever happened like the couple just like broke up right in the session? That's so sad. But is it sad? It's not. They're both happy now.
I when they break up, it's like this needed to happen. And it's never actually from like doing couples therapy with me. It's always just from the process of coming to couples therapy. So it's only ever happened like within the first 1 or 2 sessions. It's not like we've been trying for a year and now they broke up. It's just like they were probably going to break up anyway and they just needed to lay it all out. Oh my god, we fist bumped at 2 terrible things.
This is my sense of humor, I don't know.
But yes, that has definitely happened.
Because even when divorce happens, right? It's always happy divorces.
What?
It is.
I don't know about that one.
No, because that's why you're breaking up, right? Because you are not happy. So you should be happy. You don't have to go through that fucking thing. It should be happy to.
Divorce. Divorce makes pretty much everybody miserable, though. I don't know about happy divorce, but yes, at some point,
if you
the dissolution of the marriage, I guess, should be okay. But most people do not think.
I think it's all perspective. If you're smart enough and you have a divorce, obviously you're human. You'll feel emotions for a bit. You will feel sad, depressed, whatever. But in the longer run, obviously, like it's good for you. It's like you were in a toxic or whatever relationship and you were unhappy.
Yeah.
It's all the
I don't know.
I just like to look at everything from a positive angle.
Yes, that's nice. That's nice. And yes, you can assume that, yes, now there's a better relationship waiting for me, or now I'm just going to be on my own and finally find that inner peace.
Well, that was the past.
Yeah, I think what threw me was happy divorce. I'm like, what?
Not that.
Divorce, I don't know about divorce in India, but divorce in the US is brutal.
Of course, they take the half the money. It's brutal.
No, I mean, it's just brutal of like, I don't know. It's never good. I've never seen a good one.
That's why, do you think people in US are just getting engaged now and not getting married?
I don't think that's why, but probably a factor. Yeah, I mean, getting divorced is not an enjoyable experience for anyone.
Plus,
it's just, I mean, hell, just like engaging an attorney for the most part is like not an enjoyable experience.
It's just over here in this country, there's so much legal thing. Not even in this country, everywhere there's so much legal stuff comes up when you are like officially married.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
Yeah, because from the day you're married, everything you make is half theirs.
Until you sign the
divorce.
No.
The prenup.
Yeah. The prenup. How do you bring this conversation?
How to have a prenup?
Yeah, like if you're going to get married to someone, how do you bring this up?
Hey, I love you, you love me, but hey, the likelihood that we will get divorced is like kind of high.
What the fuck? Why is it high already high?
Because I think like 60% of this country is divorced.
That's so sad.
So statistics are not on our side. Right? I mean, every relationship fails until one doesn't. But statistically, a relationship is much more likely to fail than to succeed.
That's true, but the whole point of relationship for me is like, for the commitment is, you both know that there will be some things it will feel like this is not working. But that's the whole point. You have to make it work.
Right.
That's how it's gonna last.
Yeah, I do think that is, I know, like you will improve. You will do something. You will make a choice. You will choose the relationship and choose the marriage over yourself.
Because if you're not going with this perspective, then I don't think it will last. It's gonna end then.
Yeah.
You have to think.
Wait, so does this mean you're against prenups?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm just prenups. I mean,
because I think prenups are good and prenups are important, right?
It's just sad.
And I love you and I trust you, but I also want to protect myself. And if you can't respect that, I want to protect myself, and I want you to be protected.
But again,
too.
the prenup comes like it depends who's making more money,
right? Or I mean, maybe an asshole would be like that, but yeah, I mean, because I don't have some super successful business, but I would protect this. Yeah. It's mine. I started it without you, so why would you get it?
But don't you think
maybe that made them selfish, I don't know.
If you're gonna like bring prenup from day one, then you are not acting as a team already.
No, I think a prenup means you are acting as a team and like, okay, we're united and we're in agreement. I mean, if you're more successful, I would be like, yes, please keep all of your business and I'll have this and it's okay, you know? And we are in agreement. And honestly, I think prenup is about like assets and business and stuff, but I'm so paranoid as a couples therapist now, I'm going to have a whole child custody arrangement signed before the child even exists. Because the custody stuff,
isn't this?
I would want to be in love and on the same team and in agreement about all that shit to be making those decisions. Because I think also you make decisions in such a different way when you are angry and hate the person than when you're in love. So like, I want those decisions made when we are friendly, when I think the best of you, when I think you are a competent parent, when I trust you. Like, that's the headspace I want to be in to be making decisions. I don't want to be in a headspace of like, I am dysregulated, I'm flooded, and I fucking hate you. That is not nobody's going to make good decisions if that's the headspace you're in.
Yeah.
And like, you sure as hell aren't going to make decisions that are actually beneficial to a minor.
Yeah.
So I'm very paranoid about that. I will have, in my prenuptial agreement will include all the child custody arrangements if and when divorce ever happens.
This is the cultural difference we have. So in India, if someone is getting married, there is no talk about prenup, there is no talk about...
Because you're going to jinx it.
Huh?
You're going to jinx it.
Why?
Because it's like superstitious, like you're going to put a curse on the marriage or something if you talk about bad things.
But don't you think that is the reason the marriage maybe lasts longer in India?
Because they don't have an option and they just have to make it work.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe. I mean, yeah, I don't... Or like, oh my God, my family would be so ashamed of me, so I'll just like stay and make it work. Yeah. And there is something to that. Like, I don't have another option. So I just have to make this work. Versus like, oh, I have the option of divorce, so I can just walk away whenever I want. Or does that make you be a better partner because you know they have the option to walk away? So I'm going to really be great because I know they have the power to walk away versus, oh, they'll never leave.
Well,
so I can just be a shitty partner to them.
That's just power dynamics.
Right.
That's not being a good person. It's just being manipulative again. I love how manipulative you are.
So I think having the option is important. This does bring up a good point, though. I do think to be a good therapist, you have to be a little bit good at manipulating.
Yeah, of course. To be good at anything, you have to. If you're a good entrepreneur, good salesman, good speaker, you are being manipulative at a lot of things.
Yeah.
But the smart one is who is being manipulative, and the other person doesn't know they are being manipulative.
True.
And
ideally, I'm being manipulative for a positive outcome.
Yeah. The intention behind that matters. Yeah. So, okay, we will do this. I've recently started doing this fact or a myth. I will say like I will say a one-liner.
Oh, no. Okay.
And you're going to tell me it's fact or a myth. And then nervous. If you want to like give 2 cents on it in a short or even in long, it doesn't matter. You can.
Okay.
Right?
Okay, I'm excited.
Let's start this. If you're not having sex, you are just roommates. It's a fact.
Yeah. Or just friends. Yeah.
So basically you're saying if
I think sex needs to be happening.
Yeah.
If sex is not happening, there's a problem.
Right. Most people have a porn preference they would never admit to their partner.
Fact.
I love how quick you were. You must have heard this so many times.
Fact.
Tell me more about this. I'm interested. I'm intrigued.
No, yeah.
But by the other person...
People definitely are keeping their porn preferences private from their partner. Yes. Because porn is still like an individual experience.
Yeah.
People really don't watch it together as a couple.
Do they have to?
Well, no. You can keep it a private experience. But maybe it would increase your emotional connection if you were vulnerable and shared this like taboo category that you're into with your partner, and then your partner was like, oh my God, that's also my favorite category. And then you'd be like, oh my God, we're even more sexually compatible than we originally thought.
We both like BDSM. You can hit me. Okay,
I'm not gonna laugh at that.
We were talking about this one. Scheduling sex is actually hotter than spontaneous sex.
No.
Oh, spontaneous is more hotter.
Spontaneous sex is way more difficult to achieve than scheduled sex.
But which one is more hot?
Oh, hot. I thought you were saying hard. Sorry. Both. Equal. They can both be hot.
Yeah, sure.
You don't believe me.
Scheduling just makes it very formal for
me. Okay, so this is my argument. This is my argument about scheduled sex. Men think sex is spontaneous. I guarantee you, any girl you have ever dated has scheduled it in her mind.
That's true.
Because she shaved her legs, she put on a cuter pair of underwear, she did prep work. So in a heterosexual relationship, because the female is the prepper, she is preparing for it, she has to schedule it. You think
it's spontaneous.
Was spontaneous. So my argument is that there actually is no spontaneous sex in heterosexual couples. And it's all scheduled. You just don't know that it's being scheduled.
Again, so if that's the Delilu world I want to live in.
Can it be hot?
No, that's what I'm saying. That's the Delilu world if I want to live in. If she thinks she's scheduling it and I think it's spontaneous, let it
that's
be.
Your Delilu world. Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
but
I love this.
The spontaneous thing I think is,
You can be sexually satisfied and still cheat.
True. Fact. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
I think if you're going to cheat, you're going to cheat. It doesn't really matter what your partner is doing or not doing. Now, if you're the type of person who is truly not sexually satisfied and then makes the choice to, instead of breaking up with the person, you cheat, you just kind of suck. But I think some people who are cheaters can be sexually satisfied and just still cheat.
But that's just a different trait if you're cheating. It's not related.
You're doing it for other You're doing it for other reasons.
Okay. Trauma is becoming a personality trait on the internet.
Yes. And also, my hot take is that people who have actual trauma make jokes about it, would never categorize it as trauma, would not be out here doing all of this. And the people that use it as a shield or use it as an excuse for their behavior are not. Yeah, it's not.
Yeah. I saw there are so many meme pages specifically around trauma and not just trauma. It's I saw this one page, it is specifically for BPD disorder.
Oh.
For different,
for borderline?
Yeah.
Okay.
They are different, conditions and there are different meme pages for it. It's crazy.
Because, again, trauma, yes, definitely, rewires your brain, impacts your body. Trauma is real.
Yeah.
But it's a way to, frame and understand what happened to you. It's not an excuse for bad behavior today.
Yeah.
So.
Do you think social media has made therapy more aesthetic than effective?
Fact. Yeah. And I think, because therapy is very, custom.
Yeah.
If you were my client versus a 60-year-old female, that's just totally different. The treatment is totally different. But social media would make the treatment the exact same because it has to appeal to such a wide audience. And the whole therapy speak. And now in the US, people brag, oh, I have a therapist and I'm going to therapy. And it's
This culture is coming to India as well.
Yeah.
I know a few of my friends and they're completely normal and they just go to therapy just to say this in group of friends. Oh, I went to my therapist. He said to not do. It annoys me so much.
You really have a love-hate relationship with therapy.
No, but I would love to someone to talk all day and who is a therapist.
Or you can just get your chat GPT to talk.
I'm on chat GPT on 90% of my day. I don't want to start another chat with he being my therapist. The last thing I want to do.
But I think that isn't, again, in my room, that's not what's happening. No, I don't think anybody's coming to me just to say oh, I have a therapist.
How do you know they must be?
Just we're having real conversation about real stuff. Maybe that's my own Delulu. I don't know.
That's true. They must go outside and they're like, fuck this. It's so cool.
Yeah. What was the point of that?
I will just
She's
talk
so
to her.
dumb.
She's pretty. I'll just talk to her every week. It's nice. How do you know? People are weird, I'm telling you.
No, I don't worry. I've gotten my fair share of weirdos.
Tell me about it.
Oh my god! I mean, it's always like the weird. Like I want to have sex with my mom. Is something wrong with me? I don't call them back, but it's just like the people who initially reach out, and it's usually just some weirdo who's like pranking a bunch of therapists.
Yeah.
So you get like weird calls, weird voicemails, weird emails. Like, oh, I, have a foot fetish. Like just weird, creepy stuff like that. I dated someone. Mm-hmm. We went on like one date a long time ago. And then they reached back out to me like a year later pretending to be a client. So that was not very nice either.
He should have been smart. You can't date your client, can you?
No. But he was just doing it to get to me, And then, so I think that's one thing that people don't realize about therapists is like we are dealing with, at times, mentally unstable people. And all of our information is completely public. Everybody knows where my office address is. Everybody can access me via phone and email. And so I wish more people would be aware of the actual real physical danger that therapists put themselves in every day. And like, I'm alone in this office with someone. And sometimes there is no one else in this building. Yeah. And sometimes there is no other car in the parking lot and they know I'm alone in here. And yeah, I can call 911 on my phone, but I think sometimes people forget that like there is a real danger that you are putting yourself in, right? Or if I see somebody's wife and I encourage her to get out of an abusive situation, and he knows where I live or where I work,
you're getting fucked.
Like he can come really hurt me. You know what I mean? But I'm not saying this to like make people worried about me, but I'm just saying this to say like, therapists are genuinely putting themselves in very real danger, like on the regular, and we don't. We should be valued more.
As much as I have
for that real danger.
As much as I have bashed you today, being a therapist and all that. On a serious note, you're actually doing God's work. Literally doing God's work. Because if someone has seen someone in depression or anxiety, like real depression, anxiety.
It's intense.
And then if someone can help them come out of that, I think it's pure God's work. It's like you can't...
Yeah. It's like, what else are we here to do?
Exactly.
Besides just like help each other.
Okay, this is nice. This one is for you.
Oh no.
You can be self-aware and still be manipulative.
Yes. Fact.
Yeah, I agree as well. Therapist can tell in the first 10 minutes if couple will make it.
Myth, I would say, but probably definitely by like session 2 or 3. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't say whether or not they can make it. I would say just whether or not they love each other.
Oh, that's good.
Like usually in the first session, I'm just assessing for whether or not they laugh together. Because I think like laughter is a big part of a healthy relationship dynamic. And so if he's making a joke, she's rolling her eyes, she says something, he immediately cracks her, right? Like the laughter is a sign that they're not so defensive and sharp. Mm-hmm. So that's usually the thing I'm looking for.
That's a very good insight. Because most of the things, these which you like try to analyze and figure out, these can be done on a day-to-day, daily basis when you're having conversations with anyone. Because it's a very good insight if someone is laughing or not.
Yeah. That says a lot about them, where they're at in life, all that stuff.
Do you read a lot about psychology, human mind, all that stuff?
Yeah, I try to. I mean, it fascinates me.
Yeah, exactly. It fascinates me.
Like, it's my hobby, so I consume a lot of it.
That was one of the reasons why I thought I could be a therapist, because I was reading so much of this.
Okay, but to be a therapist, you have to go to therapy.
Yeah, of course.
No, but you need to at least consume the product. You need to consume the service that you want to offer.
I'm having the best therapy
right?
session
You can't
of my
be
life
you
right
can't
now.
be a chef and you've like never eaten good food.
Yeah. Of course.
That doesn't make sense.
I'm most probably not gonna do it professionally. It's just that it feeds my ego to say it that I can be one. See, I'm self-aware.
Yeah, you're like the guy who's like, oh yeah, I'm thinking about being a doctor. And then you like get the accolades without actually having to go to medical school and be a doctor. Yeah. I think I'd be a good therapist.
Yeah. But it's very interesting for me that you could tell maybe in 2-3 sessions that the couple is in love or not.
Yeah. I would say, honestly, I would say within one session I can tell like if they love each other. And so then that's like, okay, how much work am I having to do? Because I need something to leverage, right? Like you're going to do all this stuff. You're going to do all this work. Why are you doing it? So love is usually the best leverage I have of like, oh, you love this person and you want to spend the rest of your life with this person and you care about them and you want to make them happy. So you're going to put in the work. And you'll also benefit because then you'll both be like much more satisfied with this. But if there isn't love, what am I leveraging? So sometimes I just have to leverage like the fear of divorce as like the thing that's going to keep us together. I don't like doing that. I would much rather use love as the reason why we're doing this thing. But sometimes it's not there.
Have you any cases where the couple came to you and you thought, oh, these guys are so messed up and it's like really hard for them to like sort this out, but then eventually like they were able to?
Yeah. It's not that common, but yeah.
It does happen.
Yeah. And I loved working with them, but they really did love each other.
But how did you figure that out?
It sounds so dumb. You just feel it. I don't know.
Yeah. I think
you just feel it. It's the way they look at each other, the like tone, like it's all that stuff. You know, it's not what they say. And it's usually how they tell the love story. Like I say, how did you meet? What's your love story? And if it's like, you know, and like filled with criticism and stuff, he didn't do this, he didn't do that, she didn't do this, she didn't do this, right? Or can you still kind of look back fondly on like how you met or your first date? Do you still talk about it in a kind way, you know? Or is it just like everything has a black cloud over it? So, but I think also there's like too much weight and expectation put on couples therapists sometimes. And like, I can't make you fall in love with someone. Like, I wish I could. I would be charging a hell of a lot more money. But like, I can't actually make you.
How can you tell them
do that? How
can you tell them you are the one struggling with your own love life? So
I knew that was coming. But I can sure as hell train you how to be kind to the person, right? And ideally, repeated acts of kindness over time can lead to some form of love, right? It might not be the love you had in the beginning, but it's something, you know?
I think this, this part tells me why there are more female therapists, because I think these qualities of kindness just comes very naturally to a woman. I just think
look at a lioness. She's not.
I just think like female therapists must be better than male therapists because they can,
I won't correct you
because they can understand and feel the emotions way better than the man would. They come from a lot more compassion. You know what I mean?
I know, but I yes, but I also don't want that to be a reason why men aren't compassionate, right? And like, oh, women are just better at this, or women have it more natural. It's like, well, you can also be compassionate. It's a muscle. You can just build it. Come on, dude. Like,
I'm not giving an excuse.
So don't give those men an excuse to not be compassionate. But sure, I'll take it. Yeah. No, I think girls just get socialized to give others the benefit of the doubt and feel more than guys are socialized to do that. That's all.
The people who post the most about mental health online are often the least healed.
Fact. Yeah. I don't know if I need to say more. anymore. But I think, or they're like doing it to be like passive aggressive to someone else or something. Weird. I don't know. I mean, I'm not really online that much, so I don't know what the kids are posting these days. But yeah, it's like every post is about like, I don't think you need to like declare to the world things. I think making declarations publicly to the world means a lot about you, and I would not assume healed is one of those things. I don't understand why everybody needs everybody to know everything about them. I just don't get it. But that's a whole other issue. But I'm not.
There should be like some sort of privacy.
Yeah, like I just got back from Italy. Nobody knows that except the people I interacted with in real life who I told that to. Now everyone will know. But like I don't need to post a photo for somebody to like that I knew 5 years ago so they know that I'm in Italy. Like why does that?
Because you're not seeking external validation.
Yeah.
Most people are.
Yeah. I know. Mark Zuckerberg created a huge monster that we're going to have to slay at some point.
Yeah.
But today's not that day.
Okay. You can love someone deeply and still feel bored by them.
True. Fact. I think that's, I think love and comfort can create boredom, and you get in your routine, right? It feels very familiar and you like the familiarity and it's really comforting and you feel safe. And just every Friday we take out and sit on the couch and watch a show, right? And I love you so much, but this is also really fucking boring 4 years, 5 years.
So how do you like overcome this thing?
Well, you can beg somebody to make a dinner reservation. may or may not get the outcome you want.
You can come with better ideas. Come on.
But no, you have to say, hey, let's do something different. Let's break the routine, right? Routines are made to be broken. Routines are wonderful, and we like stability. We like predictability, but surprise me. Can I surprise you?
No, I don't like predictability. I like spontaneous sex.
I know.
I'm sorry.
Now I want to do like an interview and prove to you, but every time it was spontaneous, it was 100% scheduled.
No, I think I agree with you. You think that you are having spontaneous, but she knows it. The girls pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm fine with my Delulu world. Okay, next. Most couples avoid the hard conversation until they have already emotionally left.
Fact. Yeah. People don't like to be uncomfortable.
And then they come up to you.
Yeah. But yeah, usually the avoidance of the problem, then like I'm already out without having like really talked to you about what's going on. So yeah, I've like severed from you without talking about it. It's sad. I just got sad.
Why? You were laughing a minute ago. Should I make
Because it's sad. I mean, that's a fact, and that's like really sad that couples don't have difficult conversations, so then they just are completely emotionally disconnected. That's sad.
I think it's more about your conversation skills in general. People don't communicate well enough.
Yeah.
Like most people think, a lot of girls think, the guy already knows this. He doesn't know it. You have to communicate it to them.
Yeah, you have to tell them. Yeah. So one is telling them, and two is like making sure everybody stays calm when the information is being, and like prep them. Hey, I'm about to bring up a subject that's uncomfortable for both of us. Or like, hey, we're probably both going to be like sad and angry at the end of this conversation, but we should probably put it out on the table.
I wish everyone was so mature. Life would have been so much easier.
I know, but then you need your struggle to appreciate when someone is mature. You have to have your darkness to see the light.
It's Buddhism quote. Conflict in a relationship is never about the actual fight.
I don't know about the word never, but I would say most of the time. Yeah.
It is.
The conflict is always like the surface level thing.
Yeah.
And then what's brewing underneath is like the 10,000 other things, right? Because again, and a lot of times it's not about the thing, it's about like the frequency of the thing. So I always give the example of like, it's not that you didn't empty the dishes today. It's that we've been together for 5 years. And so this is like the 1500th time you haven't done the dishes. Right? And like, so that means you made a choice 1,500 times to actively be a bad roommate and choose laziness instead of choose, oh, let me do it. And if you had just done it like 50% of the time, I probably wouldn't be fighting with you about it right now. So I think sometimes like the thing itself is trivial, but because it's like a daily occurrence, and so that means that like every day you chose to not do this, now I'm resentful. And that means every day you made that choice, so then I didn't have a choice. I had to do it because you didn't. That's annoying. I mean, I still carry resentment from my last relationship because we were together for 5 years. He cooked 3 times.
A day?
In the 5 years.
Oh. Said a day.
I wish. And of those 3 times, 2 of them were inedible. And we had to order pizza. So that means that I didn't have a choice, and I had to always solve the problem and feed us. So it's not that like I need somebody who cooks, right? Like I don't really care that much about that, but I do need somebody who will not make it so I have no choice but to cook because they're pretending that they can't. I also believe like if you can read, you can cook. Like, come on.
Yeah,
it's really not that hard. Yeah, I get that you might not like it. I enjoy it genuinely, so I'm happy to do it most of the time. But you can do it, or you can just like order tacos. So so that's an example where it's like it's not the thing; it's just how many times the thing occurred and the extreme imbalance that existed within the relationship. That is the question. I really answered that one.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because you had your personal experience in
yes, I had to throw that one.
You need to get a good cook. Or a good boy. So the ick is just unprocessed disgust.
The ick is just unprocessed disgust.
Yeah. Fact or a myth?
I don't know about this one.
You know what ick is?
Yeah. Unprocessed disgust. Yeah, and you just like need to process it? I don't know about that. I'm gonna go myth.
People often confuse trauma bonding with chemistry.
Yes, fact.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially now, like, if you went through a divorce, they went through a divorce. Oh my God, you get it. You know what it's like to go through a divorce. Yeah. But actually, all you've done is just like talk shit about your ex, and you are like learning more about a person you'll never meet than the person you're dating. Mm-hmm. Yeah, people do that a lot.
But so I was talking to one of my guy friend, and we were just back bitching about someone. And there is like some sort of pleasure and fun when you back bitch about someone together with one of your friends.
Oh my God, it's the best.
Right? So I think trauma bonding like sort of relate to it. I think trauma bonding is not bad because it's kind of a mutual space you have found where you are connecting.
Yeah.
But obviously it can be
a real connection.
Yeah. But
you need other points of connection.
Yeah. You don't have to confuse it with chemistry that just because we are vibing.
Yeah, and like, oh my God, he gets it. Like he knows what it's like to have a bad ex. we're so compatible. Like, no. No, you just went through the same experience. That doesn't mean you have the same worldview. That doesn't mean you have the same hobbies, same values. No. So, I think that's...
Does both the person have to have like same values to be in a relationship?
Yeah. You gotta value a relationship.
But one person could have like a different set of values, another person can have different.
I think relationships are a lot more successful when you have the same values.
Mm-hmm.
I think too many different sets of values can be harmful.
You're gonna keep having arguments.
Yeah, over the same thing. Right? You know, or then you start to like doubt and not trust the person. It's like, why do I have to keep explaining this to you? Like, how do you not value this? This is crazy. You know.
I'm loving this therapy session.
Like, again, no, I'll say this is trivial, but also with a relationship, putting a leash on the dog.
Yeah.
I value a leash on my dog.
Yeah.
He did not value that.
Yeah.
So every day we were having the same fight. Why are you letting her out without a leash? And I had evidence. She like ran into the road and almost got hit by a car. Like I wasn't being like a crazy person and there was no need. There was a genuine need. He lived on a busy highway and it was to protect her. So like my value is I want to keep this little creature safe. And your value is I don't know what, but you're not.
But how do you, okay, I got it, but how do you solve this thing then?
One of you has to choose.
Straight up this.
Right? Okay, so what do I value? My relationship or my partner, right? And also, like, most of the time, you do have at least a similar value. Like, there's usually, and I gave a very clear, like, black and white example, but usually there's at least something.
Now I know why you're saying that.
You know? Dog leashes and food. Very simple things. But yeah, you gotta be pretty closely aligned. And like, what do you value spending your time doing? I think that's another thing. Like how you spend your time.
Yeah.
How you spend your days is how you spend your life.
Mm-hmm.
And you might say you value being healthy and working out.
Yeah.
But how you spend your time is sitting. Right? So there's also like a difference of like what you hypothetically value and then like what you actually do on a day-to-day basis, and what you do on a day-to-day basis shows what you value. So I think sometimes people like get in relationships and be like, oh my God, we value the exact same things, but they don't actually spend their time doing the things that they value.
They just like to think that. Yeah.
And they probably do genuinely value it and think it's important, but they just don't actually prioritize doing it.
Fair enough. The person who earns more usually holds more power in the relationship, even if it's subtle.
I think there's a lot of like weird unspoken power dynamics that happen from the financial imbalance. Because sometimes it's like with household chores, like, oh, okay, you contribute 75%, I contribute 25%. So then I feel like I have to make up for that financial difference in how much I do in the home. That might never be discussed. Or like when we're traveling or if the kid has a sick day, one partner has to stay home from work. Or one partner has to like go to a work meeting even though we're on vacation, right? Oh, but you're being financially compensated more. So this is important enough to like pull away from our family time or for me to stay home while you're working or whatever. So I think there's always going to be a power imbalance there.
But I don't think, is it wrong or right?
It just
I'm
is.
Asking
it just
American
is.
question, which was
it's only wrong if it's like harming somebody, you know, but it just is. Yeah. But it's wrong if it's not acknowledged, or it's wrong if the person who has the power can't see that they have the power. That's when it might be harmful.
Sexual desire drops when financial resentment builds up.
Oh. What's the financial resentment, though? Is it like I make more than you, or is it like you gambled $20,000 away?
That is just stupid, the gambling. If we are gonna like
but yeah,
normal.
I could take away financial. I think sexual desire declines if resentment builds up. Fact. Yeah.
What does that mean? You are just a gold digger.
What? No, what?
I'm joking.
Take away the resentment. I mean, no, take away the financial. If it's just resentment, I resent you in some way, then why would I have a desire towards you?
No, but isn't it interesting how like the money plays such a crucial role in the relationship?
I mean, money plays a crucial role in everything.
Yeah, but it should not like affect the relationship, don't you think?
I know, but don't you think the history of relationships is kind of built on money and at least resources? You know.
I mean, how could I deny I live in a society where arranged marriages happen based on the status or the financial?
Yeah. Yeah, and are there still dowries?
Yes, I won't lie. But again, it depends on like which part of India, which culture you're coming from, how open you are now. But I don't know. I think in rural parts of India, it still happens. I'm pretty sure it's still happening. But in like tier 1, tier 2 cities, I don't think people care a lot about it.
Because when I was in Tanzania, my Maasai name was Nangishu, which means worth many cows.
It's what? Say it again.
It means that I would have been worth a lot of cows.
Oh.
So like the dowry that would have been exchanged.
Did they just give you that name because you were white?
Probably.
Yeah. Oh
my god, my friend in college got so pissed off when she was in Thailand because she was like, the chick is ugly, she's just pale. So they think she's beautiful. I don't know if I might want you to edit that out, but I thought
it's funny. No, it's funny because the thing is, low-key in India, like this is also a sentiment. If you're like a bit light skin, a bit fair, you're considered like pretty or beautiful.
Yeah, but it has nothing to do with your features.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you could have crooked teeth. I don't know.
But you're pretty because you're white. The white privilege.
I don't agree with it, but I would not deny that it is a reality.
Therapists know when clients are lying but pretend not to.
Myth. So, I don't know. I mean, I've had clients lie, and I remember I was always like, I'm confused. But it wasn't in my mind to be like, oh, this person is lying. I would just always be like, this doesn't make sense, or like, I'm confused, and I would call them out on it. But then at some point I was just like, okay, like if that's...
So when they lie, do you just confront them?
Yeah, I guess, but it's more just like, I'm confused. This isn't really making sense to me. What's going on? But also, like, if you want to pay me money to lie to me, like, okay, that's your time and money that you're wasting. Like, whatever floats your boat. But no, I really only had that a few times. So, yeah, I mean, it's sad. Like, don't do that. If you're coming here and you're paying me money, like, you should probably try to be honest. But
I don't know. I'm pretty sure people are lying in therapy as well. Just fucking dishonest people. Don't know how those fucking things work.
There is no point in talk therapy because it's just a lie anyway. That's your logic.
Some people stay in therapy because it gives them identity, not insight.
Nah. For me. Maybe other people do that, but no. No, yeah, I would hope it gives you insight.
Have you not felt any person coming up to you and you feel that, oh, this guy or this girl doesn't need therapy?
Yeah, and I'll tell them. And then they leave.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Don't they try to convince you, oh, no, I'm not going to?
No. So this is, okay, so with my clients, like if somebody doesn't need therapy or if somebody doesn't need therapy anymore, I'll be like, okay, like seems like you're doing pretty well. Let's move to every other week. Let's move to once a month. And then we can just have like a check-in when you need it. Or we'll just kind of talk about the goal. Yeah, it seems like you've accomplished this, so like you're good to go. So yeah, so as a therapist, none of my clients are like coming to me for identity. I think as a therapist out in the world, people then really feel the need to tell me like, oh, I've been to therapy. Mm-hmm. And like, it's okay. Like you don't have to, like, it's cool. I'm not going to judge you one way or another. Mm-hmm. But I think I experience people clinging to it as an identity outside of my therapy room. With my clients, that's not what's happening. But outside, once people figure out I'm a therapist, then they want to be like, oh yeah, my favorite is when people are like, oh yeah, I'm a huge fan of therapy, huge fan of therapy, but I've never done it.
How are you a fan?
Or they're like, oh yeah, therapy. And then they like tell me all the self-help books they've read or something. And sometimes it's a genuine conversation, sometimes it's real, but yeah, the identity piece is
It is similar outside. Like me saying I want to be a therapist. Never been to one
you
therapy
said it,
session. No, I'm fine being the dumb guy on the podcast. It's fine. You are my guest. I have to make you shine.
Yeah, you have to humble yourself.
Yeah, you are the smart one.
Maybe this is your whole manipulation to get me comfortable.
I'm the curious one. You are not that dumb. I don't know why I'm so comfortable making these jokes with you. I never do.
Make people comfortable.
Oh,
that's my job.
So
that's part of my therapist charm. Yeah. I think so. Yeah. People tell me that a lot. They're like, oh my gosh, I feel so comfortable around you. I'm like, yeah, I think it's like my job to make people feel comfortable and relaxed and laugh.
Do you think like if someone encounters not a good therapist, like his or her life can get just funked from them?
Yeah.
Because they're gonna manipulate them in so many ways and they're just opening up to them.
Or, I mean, I'll give the example for myself. Okay, so one, I want to make a point, go backwards, about, like, being comfortable and stuff. So I think, like, I care so much about bringing laughter into my therapy room because I think therapy can be, like, funny and laughter can be very, like, healing. Mm-hmm. And I think this expectation or this assumption that, like, you're just supposed to cry in therapy or your therapist just wants to make you cry. Mm-hmm. If that's what it feels like or that's what's happening, like, I don't like that for you. Get out of that dynamic, right? Like, truly my goal is to make you laugh. Mm-hmm. And then what did you just ask me? Yes, because I'll give the example. Like, I went to therapy for the first time when I was 10. Mm. And she told me, she was like, oh, well, the reason why this is happening is because you're reacting. Right? So the reason why people are doing this to you is because they want to get a reaction out of you. So if you just don't give them a reaction, they'll stop doing it. So I just stopped reacting to anything and everything. And I would just bury all my emotions and keep them in, and I would not communicate or express them in any way. And the behavior didn't stop. Right? But I just stopped reacting to it. And so that was like very, very harmful. Yeah. But I was 10. So like, how could I understand what she's telling me? Like, I don't think what she told me was wrong, but like, it was not age appropriate, or she didn't confirm what my understanding and my takeaway was from that. And so, that's an example where it can like that was my one takeaway. I don't really remember anything else from that. So and I like kept and buried all my emotions inside for probably another 10 years after that. So yeah.
That is so horrible.
But that's an extreme example.
But
I would hope that an adult person could at least take what the therapist is saying with a grain of salt and not blindly obey them the way I did as a 10-year-old child.
If someone is actually in that state, I don't think they would be able to understand that, even if it's adult.
Yeah.
They would get manipulated by them so easily because they're trusting them there, because they are trying to help.
Yeah.
But
I'm not telling you. So
the most evil thing you can do in this world is being a bad therapist.
Okay, not the most evil. I think other evils exist besides being a bad therapist.
Of course.
But yes, I think to do harm in the position, because we're in positions of power.
Yeah.
So to do harm in that way is, quite bad.
I love how you have so many of your own personal experiences as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think to be a good therapist, you have to have, had a few therapists.
Is that a taunt to me? Don't worry, I'm not stealing your job. Therapists form secret favorites among their clients.
Fact.
Yeah. Man.
I mean, I love all of my clients, but there are definitely some that I'm like, yes, or I will schedule, there's only certain clients I would come in on a Friday evening for, or a Monday morning, right? So.
Do you are you more biased towards the clients who you think are genuinely trying to improve, or what's your bias?
Yeah, that's my bias. Yeah, the ones that are genuinely trying to improve. The ones that just want to kind of. Well, really, all my clients are genuinely trying to improve.
She loves all her clients.
I really do, though. That's not a lie.
I love the banter in today's conversation.
But yeah, I definitely have my, And you have the ones that will leave a mark on you, the ones that you're going to remember 5-10 years down the line.
The more work you do on yourself, the harder it becomes to date casually.
Yeah, probably fact. Yeah.
Because I can relate to this so much.
Yeah.
Can you?
Yeah, I think so. Because the more work you do on yourself, the more you enjoy yourself in your life, I would imagine.
Yeah.
So then the less likely you are to. But also, so you got to define all these terms. What is dating casually? Is dating casually casual hookups, or is dating casually I kind of sort of like them, but not really, but whatever, I'll keep dating them.
Yeah, I mean, there are so many different tags nowadays.
Yeah. But I think for the most part, the more you work on yourself, the less patience you have for just bullshit or mediocrity.
Let's talk about this. Let's talk about dating in general, dating in America.
Mm-hmm.
Because I could relate to this a lot, the last line I said to you. Because I feel, even with you, you are a therapist, you kind of read the minds all day of different people. And you are in your own head, and you're always analyzing, doing all this, sorting your head. And the result of that is, now because you have consciously thought about all of these things, so now you have clarity in your thoughts, which is a good thing. But the other person most probably have not thought so much about, they have not done so much self-work on them. So probably they don't have a lot clarity about their thoughts. So don't you feel it just becomes harder to connect with more people who are less self-aware?
Yeah. Yes.
It's so, because then The relatable things are so less now. You have to like explain them everything like a kid.
Yeah, or again, like if you're not self-aware, you can't laugh at yourself. So when I make fun of you, then you get defensive. Yeah. And now it's a fight. Instead of when I make fun of you, you can just laugh with me and you know that we're like laughing together and it's not at you. Yeah. That to me is when it's just like, oh my God, okay, bye, see ya. You know? Like, I'm gonna make fun of you for wearing a tank top.
But
who wears a tank tops?
In the gym, it's fine. Or no?
Yeah, maybe in the gym, that's acceptable. It was not in the gym. So who wears tank tops? To dinner? I'm going to give you shit about it.
Did someone actually?
Yeah, and if you get defensive about it and you can't laugh.
That's crazy.
What's wrong with you?
That's crazy.
So I don't even know if it's like, oh, you've done work on yourself and da-da-da-da. It's just like knowing your own, just knowing yourself.
That's just common sense, don't you feel?
Yeah, so if you don't know yourself, then you would probably be really
It's not even about knowing yourself. If you're going on a date, wearing a tank top, you're just dumb. It's not even that deep, bro. You're just dumb.
You said it. So yeah, some people are just dumb.
You can send this clip to that guy.
No. But yeah, so I guess it is exhausting, but then that also doesn't make sense because then don't you think that everybody is working on themselves more than they ever have?
No.
I think so. Or at least people are talking about working on themselves more than it's ever been talked about. So wouldn't that mean that there are more self-aware and more people who are like healing themselves than ever? So then wouldn't that mean that the quality of the dating pool is actually better?
No.
But instead, there is more talk than ever about working on yourself and focusing on yourself and self-care, but the quality is actually worse than it's ever been. So I don't understand how those two things make sense. I'm very confused by that.
How's your dating life?
It's fine.
It's fine. Because it's interesting how a therapist look at their partners, what they try to. Because
I don't think therapists do. I mean, I think you can like see the flags flagging better.
Yeah.
You can probably see some issues.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I am tempted to be like, how's your relationship with your mother? Like immediately. But I think I also really am always desperate to like not be a therapist in my free time. So I'm genuinely not trying to like psychoanalyze you.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure you're not going to like take out your hatred for your mother on me, you know, but like otherwise. So really, I just want to make sure your parents have a half decent marriage. That's something I care about as a therapist, as a couples therapist. Or like, yeah, if your parents are divorced, they can be in the same room together, you know, like something okay has happened since everything.
You mentioned the relationship with mother for a guy.
Yeah.
Why do you think that's important?
Because if you hate your mom, you probably hate women, and so you are dating me, but you also probably secretly hate me. And like any fight we have, you're going to be taking your anger for her out on me.
It doesn't have to be that way.
No.
No, I mean, like, why do you think the anger would come from that part of the life? And
I mean, I'm talking about men who genuinely have a lot of anger towards their mothers. So, like, the anger is real. Because it just comes out in your romantic partner.
So, because the mother has been the female figure for you for most part of your life, that's why it makes an impact.
Or it's like your primary attachment figure.
Yeah.
So the way you attach to her, now I'm going to try to be your primary attachment figure.
Yeah.
But if you don't think positively of your primary attachment figure, are you going to think positively of me? Mm-hmm. And same can be said of father, right? If my primary experience with my male attachment figure is positive, then I'm set up for success in a positive relationship with a male, you know?
Is that the reason why most of these therapy sessions, I'm assuming whenever, like, it goes with, like, it starts with your childhood experience, how your parents grew, like...
I usually start with the parents' love story. Mm-hmm. How did your parents meet? Oh. Mm-hmm. Like, truly, how were you formed? I'm not kidding, though.
No, it's interesting.
Because I think it matters. Like, were you genuinely created from love?
Yeah.
Like, what is your actual origin story?
But how does it matter now?
I don't think it matters that much. Like, we assign meaning to whatever we want to assign meaning to. Yeah. So some people are going to be obsessed with, like, oh my God, whatever, it was a negative creation, so that's in me and whatever, right? I mean, it's like how you make meaning of yourself. But I think it's probably nice to know, and probably tells me a lot if you were conceived in a loving, kind way.
No, I think it's a fair question, especially in this country where a lot of kids doesn't know their parents, maybe are raised by a single parent.
Yeah. Which there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. But
it's sad for me. Because we don't hear a lot of these kind of stories back in India.
Yeah. Of like a single parent being...
Of like the kid doesn't know who their parents are.
Yeah. Yeah, it is sad. Because I think it's just like, it's invaluable information,
Like, me personally, I don't know a lot of couples that have been divorced.
Yeah, because it's so very taboo.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean they're happy.
True.
It just means they're not divorced.
True. But I think in a lot of cases, it is temporary. This case is temporary, but then it works for them.
Yeah.
Because that was just like a temporary situation.
Yeah.
Whatever the reason was, forcefully, you were together now in the bad times, and now you just in the sailing boat. Now it's all
forward. Yeah. So I don't know, but I think it's important to know like how you were created.
Yeah, of course.
I don't know. And like you don't remember that, You're just like this teeny little nothing. Yeah. But like you should know how you were created, where you were created. But I guess you're uncomfortable because it's like, ew, I don't want to think about my parents having sex.
No, it's not. If you're still thinking like that, you have a lot more work to do.
But anyway, so that I always ask people. But yeah, what else? I'm really not. Yeah, like I don't want to be a therapist when I'm dating. I just want to like have fun and get to know you. But I think it's hard to not see. But also, like, I know everybody has something.
Yeah.
So I'm not expecting some perfect thing.
And obviously, you also have a few things. You're not perfect.
Yeah. So, like, it's not like I'm not, have my shit.
Who are you to judge?
Yeah. Who am I to judge? But
therapist.
You at least need to know that it's a problem.
Yeah.
That's when it's bad. It's like, how do you not know that this is a problem? We need to at least be on the same page that it's a problem.
Yeah, true.
But the fact that you think it's not and I think it is, that's bad.
That's a problem.
Yeah. And then I gotta get out.
Yeah.
But
don't you feel after being a therapist and practicing it like for a few years, it is now difficult for you to date people?
Yeah.
Because you're just so much analytical about a lot of stuff.
That, and for a while, I would say I was too forgiving about stuff.
Oh.
Like, I feel like dating is when you're supposed to be critical and evaluating and, like, very judgmental and, like, hard yes or no. And I was way, like, fresh out of grad school, I was, like, way too understanding of things that, like, I should not have been understanding of. And I'd be like, okay, like, let me validate you and like listen and hear, like, okay, maybe, okay, like I'm trying to understand, whereas it should have just been like, no, what's wrong with you?
You were always giving the benefit of the doubt.
Yes. So now I don't do that.
You're more analytical now. That's good.
But I think that is how being a therapist was harmful in dating. I was too understanding and giving the benefit of the doubt too much. Whereas now I'm like, no, this does or does not work for me.
So you just try to like figure out the red flags in guys.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I mean, I'm like, do you have a sister? Do you like her? What's your relationship like with her? What's your relationship like with your brother? Like, and it's not for judgment. It's just for like, my parents are married. I get along with them. I have 3 siblings. I get along with them. And so for me to be with someone who doesn't get along with their parents or doesn't get along with their siblings probably just like wouldn't really work. And it's not that that's like, oh, I'm a therapist, so that's bad. And like, I'm not going to be with someone who doesn't talk to their brother. It's just like, I do. So if you don't, what does that say about you and what you value? And
yeah. And in the future, when the family comes up, there's going to be arguments.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think it's not like I'm judging from a therapist perspective. I'm just judging of like, well, that's very different to how I live my life. So maybe we have different values.
I think being a therapist just gives you that edge where you know at least the normal day-to-day problems that people are facing.
Yeah.
And at least you can just tackle them up because you know about it.
Yeah. So that is something like no one will tell me anything that I'm like, whoa, that's too much.
Yeah.
I'm just like, okay, what are you doing about it? And nothing can really surprise me.
I love this. I think it's, this was like first time for me, like talking to a therapist at all. And this is such
Am I normal? Did I help your perspective on therapists or harm?
It just validated my expectation, what I was thinking, that you would be a therapist would be interesting. You are very interesting. And again, if you can make it more complex, but it's very simple, like if you know the basics to life, about how to live life, is just that.
Yeah. But you gotta believe them.
Yeah, of course.
I think that's the thing. Like, it's very easy to say.
Yeah.
But you have to really...
I would like to add in this, not just believe it, actually internalize it.
Yeah.
Because so it's like everyone knows it's, you should eat healthy, you should work out.
Yeah.
But do they?
Yeah, you actually have to do it. Yeah.
So it's just one of those things, like once you actually internalize it, then life becomes so much more happier, easier, better.
You just solved everybody's problems.
Yeah. And you get paid for it.
It's great.
It is great.
I'm very happy with the life choices I've made, and I'm very happy that I'm in this profession. Like, I'm not... A lot of my friends have already left, and I'm like, oh,
left where?
Left being therapists.
Oh, so they started as a therapist. Oh, why do you think they left?
People get burnt out.
Oh, because there's so much. Oh,
it's just so much, too much heavy stuff. And it's also hard if you're struggling in your life to help.
Of course, then it is.
Like I think it also, like I have to take care of myself so much better than I did in the corporate world. In the corporate world, I could come to work hungover.
Yeah.
I could just like eat a cupcake and send an email. I could like half pay attention in a meeting. It didn't matter. I was still like doing my job. Whereas here, you have to be like, it's like public speaking every day, all day. You are on, you are aware, you are alert. Like, I have to make sure I get my 8 hours of sleep. I have to make sure that, like, I take care of myself and I charge my energy before I'm coming here. I have to, like, eat breakfast, make sure I'm feeding myself well, like, caffeinated, but just enough. Am I hydrated? Like, all that stuff. I cannot come to work hungover.
Yeah.
And I cannot half listen. Like, I have to be on. So I think it's only helped me like better care for myself because I have to in order to take care of my clients.
Yeah, and it's like a double-edged sword, because if you are not living that life, how are you gonna help the other person to get it?
You get burnt out. Yeah. But yeah, and you know, I have a nice life, so nothing in my life is really that stressful to damage what's happening.
Your office looks like a podcast studio. It's nice.
It's a good office.
Yeah. What's one thing do you think people should know before coming to a therapist?
Have a clear goal. Actually know what you think a problem is. And actually have something that you want to work on.
But that's the problem, they don't know.
Then you're not ready for therapy.
Oh. Then who's gonna help them to like sort this thing? If they can sort this themselves, then why would they need a therapist?
Then they don't. You only come to me if you feel like you have a problem, you have tried, you haven't been able to figure it out, so you need me. And you have a clear goal of what you want different in your life.
And if someone doesn't have any problem, do they still should go to a therapist?
No.
It's still good, isn't it? Because
yeah, but what are we going to talk about? If you just want to come sit here and tell me, oh, I really like my life and everything is good, we can probably have 1 or 2 sessions about how great your life is. But otherwise, like, okay, then... Like, that's truly, like, I don't think most therapists want to do that. That's boring for me. That's really boring. And then, like, it's just pulling teeth, making conversation, and, you know, the hour drags on and on. Like, my favorite clients are where it's like, boom, oh my God, an hour just went by? I didn't even know. It feels like 10 minutes, you know? So, anyway. But yeah, no, go to therapy if you think you have a problem. But if you don't, then don't go. It's okay.
Do you have any questions for me?
Will you now go to therapy?
Yeah, I will.
Are you going to go try to find a therapist now?
But I will.
Are you going to take action?
Yeah, but I will. I just want to go to therapy just for like an experiment on myself, because I don't have any problems. Mm-hmm. It's just that I want to know like what they can like analyze.
Okay, so my advice for you, since I know this type of client, so that means you probably want a male.
Oh, okay.
And you probably want like a very highly educated male.
Yeah.
So I think you would actually want to see like a psychiatrist.
Are you being serious?
Yeah, because you would you would require like a very high level of education for somebody to tell you like what they think you need to work on.
God damn. So I don't.
Because if a woman or if like just a master's level clinician told you, you would just be like, well, what do you know anyway?
Yeah. See, I like this. I'm glad like someone said this.
You need like an older male MD.
Yeah. And
you'll listen to him and respect him.
True. I will respect him.
Because right now it doesn't seem like you respect
him. No. I tried so hard to not come across like this, but I can't help myself. Like I said, I respect the profession and everything. It's just that there are some people, it's like not for them, for some people.
I also want you to email your therapist and say, my goal is for you to prove to me why I need your help.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
and see who takes you up on that offer.
Yeah. I think most of them won't even reply. Would you reply?
No. I'd be like, this is going to be the most difficult client I've ever had.
Yes, I will be the most difficult one, I'm sure. I'm so sure about that. But it's funny, you just like...
But you are, can I say it? You are fitting into a stereotype.
Of what?
of Indian men who think they don't need therapy.
Maybe. I'm not gonna deny that and validate that. Maybe I accept it. So at least I'm accepting it. But it's so funny for me that you said you don't even need to go to a therapist, you need to see a psychiatrist. That makes me feel like there is more wrong with me.
No!
That I can't go to a therapist and solve it. I have to go to a psychiatrist to solve that.
No, because I think that would make you respect them more.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm so sorry if I made you feel that I'm not.
Oh no, I think it's hilarious. I get, and it's not like.
But what do you mean by the
it's not for everyone.
Indian stereotype man you said? Why do you think that?
I think in my professional experience,
the
Indian males that I've worked with have had I think they would probably receive a message in a different way from a male MD.
Yeah.
Because also most Indian men are highly educated.
Yeah.
So like they need a highly educated person to have a conversation with because they are, you know.
Makes sense.
So, and in my personal life, I have only met Indian men who say they don't need therapy.
Is that a turn off for you?
No, oh my God, no, I don't care.
Don't you feel low key that's like confidence or just arrogance?
No.
I like how honest you are. You're not trying to, keep up that therapist button-up personality of yours. You're just being honest.
Yeah, because you have to be authentic.
Yeah.
Because I think another goal that I have for everybody of my clients that they don't have is I want you to be your most authentic self.
Yeah.
So how are you going to do that if I come in so restrained?
Yeah.
The only way you're going to be authentic is if I model that authenticity for you, or if I allow for that through mine. So, yeah, I can't stand the ones that are just silent and I don't do that.
I'm so glad you're not one of those therapists. I would have ended this way back.
I could have done. Oh my God, that would have been.
No.
That would have been a conversation.
Most probably, then I would have just recorded this conversation.
So I think that happens, and then people are like, "Oh my God, I hate therapy. What was that?"
Yeah.
So because it's uncomfortable to have such a one-sided, one-way conversation. So.
Authenticity is the key. That's why I said I don't prepare questions.
Yeah.
It has to be straight talks.
Okay. Well, I think this was a straight talk.
Yeah. Did you have fun?
Yeah. This was better than I didn't know what.
Did you feel like you were doing one of your therapy sessions, or you were having a therapy session?
I did not feel like I was having a therapy session. The student cannot become the teacher.
Am I the student?
Yeah.
I will be your peer in a couple of years. I have the office right by.
Yeah. You're gonna go